What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Cris
And Mal.
podcast, episode 136, Takeover Wednesdays. Sorry for the late pod tonight, people, but work gets a little busy this time of year, and we get
Yeah.
off a little later. But we're still committed, and we're
Yes,
still
sir.
here.
Yes, sir.
We're still here to bring you the great entertainment when we talk about these topics and other topics that we bring up. And we got a full slate tonight. College football, the semifinals start tomorrow. We got the Wildcard Weekend, some NBA basketball, a little bit of college basketball news too, and some NFL news too. So before we get into all that, Maul, what is going on, brother?
No much, bro. You know what I mean? Like over here, weaving through traffic trying to get home, man. It's a long day, bro. CES is a mother, but those people are out. They out. They out for CES. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything as far as like new technologies. I haven't really been paying attention to it, but
I know
um.
Las, I know Las Vegas locally been posting stuff.
Oh,
Like
okay, okay.
they had like the robot cocktail waitresses.
Oh yeah, yeah. That should be that should be a big hit out here in Vegas. That's for sure. But hey, man, no, I'm excited, man. It's a big weekend of sports, man. Pretty excited, man. To see what happens this weekend. So feeling good though. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. It's my Monday, so
Yeah, struggle bus, man. Struggle bus is real.
But they should be leaving tomorrow, right? So or tomorrow's the
Yeah,
last.
yeah. I think tomorrow's like their last day, and then I think they're leaving tomorrow. So we'll see. Hopefully, it's not busy, so brother can watch the game in peace.
Right, for real. All right, man. Speaking of the games, man, let's jump into the college football, brother. Let's see. Turn this thing on. All right, man. So we got tomorrow, Thursday, 4:30. 4:30. We got Penn State battling Notre Dame in the Hard Rock Stadium in the Orange Bowl, Capital One Orange Bowl. This is to go to the national championship. Both teams looking really good. Notre Dame's defense is one of the top defenses in the conference, and Penn State, they got a good defense. But the knock on Penn State is them getting over the hump, beating big teams. They had a big win last week. Let's see if they can duplicate it and do it again. What are your thoughts on this game?
Oh man, I think this is going to be a defensive style game. I think this will be definitely a low scoring game for me. Um, I think these are one of the top defenses left. Obviously Ohio State is playing pretty well, but Notre Dame, Penn State, man, this should be really, really one in the trenches as far as like who's going to win it. Obviously Allard, he's been playing out of his mind. You know what I mean? You got a lot of people talking about him potentially maybe changing his mind and coming out for the draft and maybe being the top overall pick if he does decide to do it. But hey, man, it's going to be a hard fought game, man. It's also a great thing to see two black coaches having an opportunity to make it to a national championship, and one of those gentlemen who, I mean, we got to say it though, man. Both of these gentlemen have been kind of having in the hot seat a little bit this year. Obviously, Notre Dame after that loss at home to Northern Illinois. I mean, people are kind of questioning Marcus Freeman if he was the right guy to be able to take this team over the hump. And then obviously, everything that's going on with Penn State and James Franklin and them being able to win the big game. So, one of these guys are going to be able to get that monkey off their back with this game. And then one of them is pretty much going to have to go back to hearing those local radio shows questioning whether those guys are legitimate coaches for their respectable program. So, as far as like picking, man, it's tough. But I'm gonna stick with Notre Dame. I know me and you both picked Notre Dame to make it to the championship game, and I'm gonna stick it with them. I'm curious to know, is Love playing in this game? Is he healthy? Do you know?
Yeah, they say he's good to go.
Okay, if he's good to go, then I like Notre Dame winning this game. I think this is definitely going to come down to the wire, though. I don't see any blowout in this. I don't honestly see more than a 3 to 4 point win. It's gonna come down to the wire, but I think Notre Dame is gonna squeak it out. But I will say this: Riley Leonard's gonna need to throw the ball. He's gonna need to be able to throw the ball for about 200 yards, 150 to 200 yards. If he can do that, limit the turnovers, I like Notre Dame. If he can't do that, I think my pick might be wrong, and Penn State might be going to the national championship.
But I'm gonna piggyback off of that. Yeah, Love is very important, and that defense for Notre Dame is, exceptional. We saw it against Georgia, but this is going to come down to quarterback play. Which quarterback is going to make the big plays when they need to? Is it going to be Allard? And if Allard does that and gets himself into the national championship, there's going to be more NFL rumblings after this game right here. If he can go out there and put on a great performance against this defense, which, I mean, of course, Ohio State, you probably could argue, has more superstars, but Notre Dame's defense is not too far away from, I think, from Ohio State after they displayed what they did against those athletes on Georgia. They were just as fast as those guys. And that's always been the knock of Notre Dame, is that they've always had good teams, but then once they get against SEC teams, you just see the level of athleticism when they go against them. When Brian Kelly was over there, he just knew he couldn't get those type of athletes, whereas Marcus Freeman, with the NIL stuff, he's able to get those type of athletes. So it's going to come down to which quarterback can make plays. And if Allard can do it, then Penn State's going to win. If Riley Leonard does it, then they're going to win the game. And that's what it's going to come down to. I'm picking Notre Dame because I think that Riley Leonard is going to make enough plays. Love is going to make enough plays. Now, it's going to be interesting how this Notre Dame defense stops Warren, because Warren is their best receiver. So that's the guy that they're going to have to key in on. So if they could stop him or limit him to his touches, then they have a very good chance of winning. I got Notre Dame winning. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I got it something like 20-17 type game.
I agree with you. I could see like maybe like a 21-17, 21-18 type of game. Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Yeah, so. All right, man. And then on Friday, you have the big game everybody's looking forward to. Ohio State traveling to Jerry World for the Cotton Bowl, AT&T Stadium, against Texas. So this is going to be pretty much a home game for Texas, but Ohio State travels well too, so there'll be a lot of Ohio State fans there too. But this is pretty much a home game for Texas, so they're going to have the crowd. Now, we both agreed that Texas hasn't looked the best. They didn't look the best last week against Arizona State. They got that lead, and then they kind of almost choked the game away and let Arizona State come back and really let Scatterboo almost beat them. And there was, controversial with the targeting, and, if they get that targeting call, possibly they're not even playing Ohio State. This could be Arizona State right now. But they're here. And Starks is a good coach. Ryan Day is a good coach. The big matchup to me is Jeremiah Smith versus Jadu Burry, the corner for Texas. In this defensive line, can they get pressure on Will Howard to make him hold the ball a little bit longer? Because if he's sitting in that pocket, he's going to pick this Texas defense apart. Like if they don't get no pressure on Will Howard, he's going to pick this team apart. So they're going to have to get pressure on Will Howard to limit him from getting that ball to Jeremiah Smith. And then on offense, Quinn Ewers is going to have one of his best games ever. No mistakes. He can't turn the football over. He turns the football over a couple times, they're going to get blown out. So he can't turn the football over. He's got to be the best version of Quinn Ewers. But I'm going to go with Ohio State. I just think they're rolling right now. I think they're determined. I think they're pissed off still from the Michigan situation, from the Ryan Day talk. I think they're on a mission. And I think I actually got them winning by a couple scores. I think they roll. I think we get an Arch Manning sighting in like the third or fourth quarter, but I think it's going to be a little bit too late. And I got Ohio State winning like, 28 to like, 17 or something like that.
I'll say this, man. I think the first quarter is going to really tell me a lot about this game. I think Texas needs to really have a big start because with Ohio State, obviously what we've been witnessing these last two games is these guys are just an avalanche in that first quarter, man. And it just becomes so unbearable that it's hard for teams to bounce back. You saw that with Oregon where, they get up a, 28 to nothing type of lead, you know what I mean? And, you kind of saw that with Tennessee. They got out pretty quick, up 21 nothing, I believe, before Tennessee finally scored. So Texas needs to punch Ohio State in the mouth. I think they need to follow the same blueprint as Michigan. They gotta be physical. Now, obviously, I would not be surprised if we don't see a little bit more of Arch Manning as far as like running the ball. I can definitely see them get a little bit more creative with that. Maybe even showing his arm off a little bit too. But I think Texas overall, I think they match up well as far as talent wise. I really do believe that. I think their defense is really solid. Obviously, you talked about the big matchup. But overall, I still think I have Ohio State winning. I do think Texas keeps it close, though. I really do.
Okay.
I agree with you, though. I think Quinn Ewers, if they want to have any kind of chance, he's going to need to dominate this game. He needs to be, as you said, he needs to play his best game. And then obviously with Texas, man, they need to find a way to control Smith. You cannot let Smith just, get anything that he wants. You kind of need to control that. Obviously, Ohio State has a slew of weapons all across that offense. You know what I mean? With the two running backs, they have, other receivers that can make some plays. And obviously Will Howard is uses his legs as well too. So, they need to control that, but I'm gonna go with Ohio State. I got them winning. I'm gonna go. Let's go 30-27. Ohio State. I think they win it, and I wouldn't be surprised. This thing went into overtime. I think that crowd in Texas. I think it'll be predominantly Longhorn fans. I think Ohio State will be represented pretty well, but I could see this being maybe like a 70-30% style as far as like fan bases. And especially with the weather, obviously they're having traveling issues as well with snow and all that. You know what I mean? So I think it'll be a little bit easier for Texas fans to make it to this game. It's not Dallas, not far from Austin, Texas. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this went in overtime and Texas gets a little boost from the crowd. But I think Ohio State might peel it off. I wouldn't be surprised if Quinn Ewers throws a bad pick or something like that, and it just doesn't cost them. But hey, man, both of these teams, they're pretty look, before we get off topic, Texas also does this, though. They start off strong, too. They just have a problem of when with finishing. That's been their problem. So both of these teams start off pretty fast, but Ohio State has been able to close these games. Texas has been having a little bit of trouble. So I'm very curious, as I said, that first quarter is going to kind of tell me a lot about how this game is kind of going to be played. But I think both of these games are going to be excellent games. So I really do. I think we got the best four teams in the college football playoff semifinal. So I really believe that.
I agree. All right, man. Let's do a little Super Bowl confidence ranking list.
Okay.
So, you want me to read off the teams, or are you reading off the teams, or are you just making a list?
Hey, read off the teams. How you want to do it? Do you want to just read off a list like your top 14, or do you want to give a rating as far as like, like confidence meter as far as like 1 out of 5, 5 being the highest, 1 being the lowest.
We can do the confidence meter.
Okay, let's do it. I'll let you read off. You want me to read off the teams? I can read off the teams.
No, I got you. All right, let's. I'm gonna just throw them out there. I ain't gonna,
Okay.
Chargers.
I'm gonna go with a 3. I really do like this team. I love the head coach and Harbaugh. You know what I mean? He obviously he definitely has experience in the playoffs. I like Herbert. Herbert has had some success in the playoffs. Obviously, they had that big they blew that big lead against the Jacksonville Jaguars a couple years ago that didn't really sit well. I like some of their weapons with Ladd McConkey and all that. I think they're still missing a couple pieces. I think this defense does play pretty well, but they're a little bit old in the tooth with some of their players. But I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3 after thinking about it. Yeah, I'll give it a 3.
I'm with you. I got a 3. I think they're a year away. Um, uh, Obviously, I think they're the better team than the Texans right now because they're playing better football. But overall, when it comes to winning the Super Bowl, I think they're a 3. I still, like I said, I think they're a year away. They need a weapon. They don't have a guy.
Yeah.
Lad McConkey's a good receiver, but I don't think he's the guy. J.K. Dobbins a good running back. They have a very good defense, but like I said, I still think they're a year away. I don't think they can get into a shootout.
No.
That's the thing. They have to play everything ugly, and they got to play rough, and they don't, they if they somebody get up in the 20s and 30s, yeah, I think they would be out of their league. So yeah, I'm with you. I got 3. The Washington Commanders.
I'm gonna go 3-2. It's like another situation where I think they're maybe like a year or two away. I love Jaden Daniels, and Terry McLaurin is an amazing receiver. The running backs, Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler, I like them too. I just think this defense leaves a little bit to be desired, especially that back end. Obviously, Marcus Lattimore is there, but he's been dealing with a hamstring injury. I don't know how much you can have trust in him, at least this year, as far as like with his health. I think that's the only thing that makes me a little bit concerned. I think this offense can be Super Bowl caliber right now. I really believe that. I think Jaden Daniels has proved that. They've obviously made a lot of key plays down the stretch. And obviously, game-winning drives. Jaden Daniels has been amazing on a lot of these drives. So I think, I'll give it a 3. It's that defense that just makes me a little bit question. I think they need to get a couple more pieces in the offseason.
Yeah, I'll go with a 3 because of Jaden Daniels, and Terry McLaurin in that offense. Defensively, they still got a lot to be done. I mean, Marcus Lattimore is pretty good, but he can't stay healthy. The pass rush is hit or miss, and like I said, the other part of their secondary is not that good. I do like the linebacker Love, but outside of that, um, they don't. They don't pose a threat as far as on the decent defensive side. But Daniels, if he gets in the shootout, he could definitely keep up. But I just think his defense will let him down. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm at a 3.
And no, Mark, you did not miss the Pierce reaction. It will be coming up soon.
The Denver Broncos.
I give him like a 2.5, man. You know what? No, I take that back. I give him a 3. I think this defense is really, really good. I still think this offense, even though Bo Nix has surprised both of us with the way he's played this year, I think this offense is still missing a couple of pieces though. On the receiver end, I do like Courtland Sutton, but they just need a little bit more. I like their tight end too. I'm not even mad at their tight end. I forgot his name though, but he's pretty nice too. But I don't know. I give it a 3, 2.53. That'll be my kind of range. And then Sean Payton, you know what I mean? Like, he's had his ups and downs in the playoffs, you know what I mean? Like, he's been kind of well known for giving up, leads and maybe underperforming as far as like some of his teams in certain playoff games. So yeah, I'll say about I'll stick with a 2.5. I'll say 2.5. I'll give it 2.5.
I always say defense can travel anywhere, so I'm gonna say 3. I think that defensive line is really good. Benino, Allen, like those guys, they get after you, man, and they can cause problems for Josh Allen if they're on. Now their running game it has a lot to be desired. It's very inconsistent. The passing game is very inconsistent. Cortland Sutton, he's a really good receiver. Marvin Mims, he's up and down. Like one game he'll look really good, and then one game he's non-existent. So they do need another wide receiver to go with Cortland Sutton. And Bo Nix, he's a rookie. I expect, I expect the Bills to throw some stuff at him that he probably hasn't seen, and this will be a learning experience for him. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a 3. The Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay Packers should be higher, but I'm gonna give them a 3. I think they just, you got the elbow injury with Jordan Love. You got Christian Watson with a torn ACL. Y'all said prayers up to him. I know we kind of said that on Monday. I love Josh Jacobs with this offense. He's kind of elevated this offense a little bit, and I really like Jaden Reed and Romeo Dobbs, but I still believe that this team is missing like a key true number one receiver. It's been kind of like a receiver by committee with this team. I like this defense, but Jair Alexander, he's not going to be playing in this game. He's been having a lot of injury history, and then on top of that, you're pretty much going up against one of the most talented teams in the NFC with the Philadelphia Eagles. We all assume Jalen Hurts is going to be playing in this game. I think they said he's still technically in concussion protocol, but he was practicing, so we all expect him to be playing on Sunday. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3. But this Packers team should be higher. They should easily be a 4 confidence meter, but it just hasn't really gone their way this last month of the season.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2.5. I just think that we talked about it. They need a guy. They need a wide receiver that can take over the game. They need a Justin Jefferson type. They need even like a Stephon Diggs when he's healthy type. Like they don't have that guy. And that's something that they're going to have to get in the offseason. And plus, they need a dominant pass rusher. They got some cool pass rushers, but they don't have a dominant pass rusher that can get after the quarterback and take over the game. Like the Eagles got Jalen Carter. They got Huff, I think his name is. They got all kinds of guys on their defensive line. They got guys in the secondary, and Slay and Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Like they got guys over there. So, and I feel like they don't have enough guys in that defense and on that offense. I like Reed, the receiver. I like Romeo Dobbs, but I think those guys are good 2s and 3s. They don't have a number 1 wide receiver.
It's a lot of I likes, not I loves. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's a lot of that.
Like because their receiving core is like one game Reed has a great game. One week Dobbs has a good, like it's no like consistency in that wide receiver room. So and then Love, he's actually been better with the turnovers ever since they started running the football with Josh Jacobs, and he could be the X factor in this game. Like if Josh Jacobs gets off, then they have a very good chance to at least threaten to win this game. If he can get like at least 4 or 5 yards a clip, that's the only way they're going to be able to win this game is keep away and keep that offense off the field and keep Saquon cold. Run the football, run at them, get that defense tired so they can hit them over the top of the head with a big play or something like that. But other than that, yeah, as far as them being Super Bowl favorites, yeah, I got them at a 2.5. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
I got a 1. This team leaves a lot to be desired. Obviously, Mike Tomlin, he's a well-respected head coach, but I don't trust this offense at all. You got Russell Wilson and George Pickens pretty much going back and forth, with, whatever the hell they got going on. Najee Harris is back to the Najee Harris I've loved to despise. You know what I mean? He's back to that bullshit that he's been doing, which I'm all for it because, I knew this day was going to come with Najee Harris, man. He's going to go back to, running for 1.5 yards, 50 times for 80 yards. Like, it just is what it is. And then this defense, I don't know what happened with this defense. This defense was amazing to have the first half of the year, but I don't know if TJ Watt has slowed down a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it's some injuries that may have happened on this defense, but I just got no confidence. And then on top of that, they're playing against one of the hottest teams with the Baltimore Ravens, man, in Baltimore, a very familiar foe. And, I know some people expect this to be a close, hard-hitting game like we've noticed to be seeing, but come on, man. All the signs are really pointing that the Ravens should really blow this team out. And this we should be changing the channel by halftime. that's kind of what I'm feeling. But, obviously we got Zay Flowers. I don't think he's playing in this game. I know he's going to probably try, but I don't think he'll play. I think he'll be ready more for the following week. But yeah, I don't even think they really need him. You got the 2 tight ends with Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews, which I expect one of those guys to have a really big game. Rashad Bateman, you know what I mean? So we should see what's up. And then obviously Derrick Henry. I expect a big game from Derrick Henry. I expect Lamar Jackson to be using his legs. So I wouldn't be surprised if they had almost like 250, maybe 300 yards rushing in this game. It just is what it is with me. But yeah, it's a one. It's a solid one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I actually could give them a 2 because I still respect their defense. T.J. Watt, Highsmith, Hayward,
Where
Joey
they
Porter
at though? Where they at though?
I think TJ starting to look a little bit more healthy with that ankle. I think the ankle had been bothering him, so we'll see how he looks on Saturday. Um, but that's the only reason we got. And Tomlin, they're the only reason why they get it too. But I'm with you. The offense is in disarray because George Pickens doesn't want to run his routes at full speed when he knows he's not getting the ball. Um, which in turn infects the running game because now teams go back to stacking 8 in the box and just stop Najee. And Najee ain't getting away from nobody, and it affects the running game. So it is what it is. Russ isn't playing his best ball either. He's been turning the football over too. So yeah, I got the Steelers at a 2.
Where's Showtime when you need him so I could talk smack to him? Where's Show at? Show, where you at, boy? Come on the show. Come on, man.
Yeah, for real. The Minnesota Vikings.
That's a good question. I'm gonna go with a 4. I'm gonna go with a 4. Obviously, we've never seen Sam Darnold in this kind of light, but I still really like this team. I know the loss against the Detroit Lions it didn't go the way we all kind of anticipated. I didn't expect that thing to be a blowout, but it ended up being that. And maybe it might have just been a little bit too much with them going into that hostile environment. I did expect the Lions to win it, but maybe it was just a little bit too much. But it could have been for the best though. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it sucks that they didn't get the number 1 seed, but at least Sam Darnold got a little taste of what it was going to be like in the playoffs. Now, with them going to the Los Angeles Rams, I would expect that I wouldn't be surprised if there's more Minnesota fans than Rams fans at this game. And then, honestly, who knows if they're even playing in LA? They could be playing in Arizona with all the fires going on. Prayers out to everybody.
For sure.
It's getting really bad out there. I was surprised. I was really hoping they would consider Las Vegas because if it was in Vegas, I'd be like, Chris, maybe we should try to go to this game for cheap, my brother. You know what I mean? Maybe we should just go just for the experiment. Because my Raiders ain't making the playoffs, at least not this year, obviously. But look, man. Yeah, I said I'm gonna go with a 4. I love Justin Jefferson. I love Addison. I love Hawkinson. Aaron Jones, he's been playing really, really well. I know he's been kind of nicked up at the later part of this year. I do expect him to play this week, and then that defense is usually really respectable. It's been really good with Brian Flores, so I expect them to have a bounce back week. But the Rams, it's going to be tough. I respect the Rams as well. Sean McVay is really good as well, but I'm going to go with a 4. This team, I think you got to give them a 4, man. A 14-2 team. Oh, 14-3. What are they? 14-3? Yeah, 14-3.
Yeah.
You got to give them at least a 4. Like, they lost to the Detroit Lions, man. Like, if with all them injuries, man, the Detroit Lions might be undefeated going into the playoffs if they weren't as hurt as they were.
I'm with you. I'm gonna go with 4 too. I was gonna go 3.5, but I'm gonna go with a 4. Because I feel like the underlying thing in the and shout out to Aaron Glenn, he had a good defensive plan, but still, even with that defensive plan, there were missed opportunities in the red zone.
Yeah, there were.
If Sam Darnold hits at least 3 of those touchdowns, then we talking might be a different game, right?
Absolutely.
The momentum might be switched.
Even the pick 6, they had a pick 6 too. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
pick 6 too.
What's the boy's name?
I forgot his name. White boy with the long hair.
Van Winkle. What his name is? He almost had one to the house, and if he had get that pick, we might be talking about a different game. Even
Absolutely,
in that.
Yeah.
So, I think hopefully Sam can learn from this. This is what it is now. This hostile environment. You're against a division rival. They're not gonna just give it to you. They're not gonna just give it to you. So he's definitely gonna have to hit when he's in that red zone. He's gonna have to hit when he sees open receivers, and he can't be all high. He's gonna have to. He gotta learn to calm down. That's the thing. He gotta calm down. He was too amped up because that pass rush was getting to him, got him a little rattled, had him a little happy feet, and his throws were a little bit too high. So hopefully Kevin O'Connell can get to him, talk to him, and just say, "Hey, if you just calm down, we right there." Dudes was open in the end zone. It wasn't for a lack of cats not getting open. It's just you got to hit them. So I'm with you. I'm at a 4. I'm at a 4. Uh, the Houston Texans.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Uh, I look. D'Amico Ryans. I love him as a head coach. CJ Stroud. I know he's gonna be a superstar. I really do, but it's just Nico Collins and Joe Mixon, and you need both of those guys to hit really well. And then I just don't trust this offensive line that the Texans have. Like CJ Stroud has literally been given the David Cart treatment with this offensive line. Like it's been horrendous, and they're gonna they're gonna have to establish the run with this game, play off the play action, kind of help the offensive line a little bit. I'm gonna go with like a 2. I'm gonna go with a 2, man. I just don't trust this offensive line. I think they've had a little bit too many injuries, especially with the receiving core. It's kind of just Nico Collins. Yeah, you got Robert Woods. He's really hasn't been the same since he left the Rams. To me personally, you still got Dalton Schultz, but even Dalton Schultz has his ups and downs within this offense. He's been kind of nicked up as well. So it's pretty much Mixon and Nico or bust, pretty much. So, and I think this defense has been playing respectably well, minus the whole Baltimore Ravens Christmas Day. But then again, that was a short week. It was weird. It was on a Wednesday. It kind of flowed off. I'm pretty sure some of them were distracted with the Beyonce performance and all that. Like it was just all over the place. So I expect this defense to play better. I expect this offense to play a little bit better, but I still got to give them a 2 just with the injuries in the offensive line alone.
I'm gonna give them a 3. Their defense is actually top 5 in a lot of categories, so I'm gonna give them a 3. Derek Stingley, who's he got named to the All Pro this year. You got those pass rushers and Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson, who are really good. Um, it's just the offense. That's what it comes down to. And like you said, it's Joe Mixon and Nico Collins. It's going to be interesting to see because they're gonna have to find some packages for Deontay Johnson. He's gonna
Yeah,
have
that's
to.
true.
He's gonna have to make some plays. you,
Yeah.
you got what you wanted. You got away from the Ravens. You got away from Carolina because you felt like you wasn't getting used. Well, brother, when the ball comes your way, you better damn well catch it. Because I'll tell you right now, you drop some passes in this game and you're the reason why they lose the game. Oh, you gonna hear it, and you gonna cost yourself some money. You gonna be signing a 1 year, $3 million deal.
You
If
think
you
this could
run,
be I don't know if this may sound sacrilegious to ask this, but do you think this could be career threatening for Deontay Johnson if he has a poor playoff?
not career threatening, I don't think nobody would not sign him, but I do think they will cost him some money.
Even with all the problems he's had, yeah, he's had some decent years with the Steelers, but he was never like the number one. He was never like, all right, this guy's a Pro Bowl. This guy is like, first team style wide receiver. Like, is he worth the
Well,
headache like that?
well,
And I get it. I get it. It's not fair to him because he's coming in a new situation and they're asking him to perform with having less than a month of, preparation within this offense. And in one of the weeks that he finally did play, it wasn't even really with CJ Stroud. You know what I mean? It was kind of with the backups, but I know it's kind of unfair, but the NFL, man, it's kind of cutthroat with the situations like this.
yeah. Look, as far as you gotta think. His time with the Steelers, it was a washed up Big Ben, and he was putting up numbers. You know what I'm saying? He was doing it with a washed up Big Ben. Then he had Mason Rudolph. Like he had a whole carousel of quarterbacks with the Steelers. Then he goes to Carolina, and there were in the beginning it was all dysfunction, and we benching Bryce Young and going with Andy Dalton, and then he gets hurt or whatever, and he's he's not happy over there. So then he finally gets traded to the Ravens, and I don't know what happened with the Ravens. I don't know what like I said, I don't know what he was expecting, but that didn't work out. It got weird over there. So then they let him go to waivers, and he goes to the Texans.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if he could put up, man, if Deontay Johnson can give me 6 catches, 75 yards and a touchdown.
The Texas is
I,
gonna win this game.
that's
Win this game. If you
what
gonna
I'm
give me
saying.
them stats, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If he can give me 6 to 7 catches, 75 yards and a touchdown, then they got a good chance to stay in this game.
Yeah.
They got a good chance to stay in this game. He's. I hate to put it on him like that because, like you said, he just got there.
Yeah.
But he's
It's
kind of
unfair, but
he's
you know,
kind
you
of the
know, you
X
know that's gonna be
factor.
talked about.
But he's kind of the X factor. He is, because if he goes out there, if they game plan and Bobby Slowick finds a way to get him the ball, which is probably going to be a lot of slant routes because that's what he's good at, crossers, stuff like that. If they just get him the ball early and let him make plays after the catch,
Well,
then
because we all know Nico's gonna get double teamed.
yeah,
We know that.
of course.
He's gonna have a safety over him at all times. Good, like Derwin James is gonna be
It's
overseeing that area at
gonna
all
be
times.
Asante Samuel and Dante Derwin James
Oh yeah,
covering him.
100%. So
That's who-
Deontay Johnson, it's your time to shine, my brother. You either got to get a big game from Deontay Johnson or a big game from Dalton Schultz. You got to. One of those guys has to step up.
And Mixon is gonna have to have a big game too.
He is. He
Makes
has
sense
to get
to me.
close to 100 yards. You guys to give me
Yeah.
at least like 90, 80 to
Yeah.
80 to 100 yards. He has to.
Definitely. But yeah, I'm at I think I said a 3.
Yeah, you did say 3.
Let's see. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm gonna give him a 3.5. I like the offensively. I do really like this team. It sucks that Chris Godwin can't be a part of this. Like if he was a part of this, I'll probably have him a little bit higher. This defense, it has its ups and downs. Like it has its moments where it'd be like it looks impressive, and then it has another moments where it's just like, what the hell are y'all doing? But I feel like that's like a Todd Bowles team, though. Man, they have their ups and downs with it's just like that. But offensively, this team is really explosive. I really like Bucky Irvin. Bucky Irvin has really turned out to be one of the better rookies in this draft. Even though I've said it, I think this draft class has been amazing all throughout this year, man, with a lot of these rookies. So, and obviously you got the legendary Mike Evans, and I like Otten, the tight end. I really do like him as well. So
and Jalen McMillan.
Yeah, Jalen McMillan. You know what I mean? And it's it really comes down to Baker Mayfield. If he can just play with some control, you know what I mean, not turn the ball over and all that, because Baker Mayfield, he can easily give us a 500-yard 4 TD type game. He had an amazing year, like he had over 40 TDs. Like in reality, he should be in the conversation for MVP. I'm not saying he should win it, but his stats are very similar to like a Josh Allen or a Joe Burrow. It's really not that far off. So I'm gonna go 3.5, only because of the inconsistencies. If they were a little bit more consistent, I might say 4. And especially with they have the experience, especially with last year. You know what I mean? They played the Detroit Lions last year really, really tough in Detroit. They could have easily won that game. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got 3.5 because their defense is so inconsistent. Like they got guys over there. Like Vita Vea is a monster.
Yeah, 100%.
He's a freaking monster.
Don't they still got Shaq Barrett?
Yeah, they just re-signed him back. So they added another. He knows the system, so he's gonna come right in and be probably a third down pass rusher or whatever. And then I love Antoine Whitfield Jr.
Yeah, yep.
He's one of the better safeties in this league. Yes, but their corners have a lot to be desired. This is call it for what it is. Their secondary is not that good outside of him. So, and their linebackers, they're cool, but their defensive line, they got some guys, but like I said, they're inconsistent offensively. They could put up 40, or they could disappoint you and put up 17, and you're like, what's going on? And that's because Baker Mayfield probably didn't turn the football over.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go 3.5. Uh, the Buffalo Bills.
Ah, man, you gotta put them up there with like a 4.5. I think
Yeah.
this Josh Allen has had an MVP year. I think he's had, in reality, when you think about it, this might be the best set of receivers he's had. Khalil Shakur don't miss anything.
No.
Dalton Kincaid. You still got what's the other tight end's name? What's
Dawson Knox.
Dawson Knox, respect to him. Keon Coleman has really come on really, really strong, man. He's turned into one of their best receivers. And then sometimes you forget they got Amari Cooper. Like Amari Cooper, right? I'll be forgetting sometimes. I'm like, oh, Amari Cooper on the team. Like, he come with a nice ass catch every now and then. You know what I mean? You wish he would play a little bit more consistent. And then you got James Cooks. They got a couple other running backs on that squad that are really nice as well too.
Ray Jackson or something.
Yeah, Ray Davis or something like
Ray
that.
Davis,
and then
that's what it is.
Von Miller is looking a little bit like Denver Bronco Von Miller. You know what I mean? He's looking a little youthful. That defense is playing really spry. And obviously, the environment in Buffalo, man, they're always gonna have the advantage over there. So, and I know the last couple of years, hasn't really gone their way at home, but with this team, the way it's going right now, and the confidence level that Josh Allen is playing, you got to give him a 4. I won't give him a 5, but I'll give him a 4.5 for real.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got a 4.5 because of Josh Allen. Josh Allen has been playing out of his mind this year. And like you said, their receivers, that offense is really good. Their offensive line is actually one of the better offensive lines in this league. And like I said, their defense can be a little inconsistent. Like they go against good teams, they tend to give up points, and then Josh Allen just has to be great and try to keep up, But yeah, I give him a 4.5 because I just think that, like I said, offensively they can hang with anybody, and Josh Allen is he's top 3 quarterbacks in this league. So
yeah.
The LA Rams.
This team is tough to kind of rate because they have the Super Bowl experience. You have the Super Bowl coach. You have the Super Bowl quarterback. You have 2 of the top 10 receivers in the game with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. I don't care what anybody says. I still really like Cooper Kupp. I like Kyron Williams. I think he's really solid. You got Higbee back, which is a big plus. This defense is very young, especially that defensive line. It's very young, but it's really good. I'm not gonna play now. You would think that maybe they need a little bit of an upgrade in the linebacker position and maybe the cornerback and safety position, maybe. But overall, man, this team is just so up and down. You just don't know what you're gonna get with this team. So I think based on that, I gotta give them a 3. I'll bump it up to a 3.5 just with them, having the Super Bowl experience, but they're so inconsistent. They should be a little bit higher, but I wouldn't be mad at a 3 or 3.5. But I'll give them the extra half just because we've seen them win the Super Bowl before.
I'm gonna give them a 3.5. Yeah, they won a Super Bowl, but we gotta understand that the only people that's on that Super Bowl team is Cooper Kupp, Sean McVay, and Matthew Stafford.
But you got to upgrade with Puka Nacua, but then you lost Aaron Donald. So, like,
I hear you, but I'm just saying, the people that won the Super Bowl, most of them ain't even on this team. So
yeah, but the main heads are still there, though. The main heads still there.
True. But and I love Sean McVay. I think he's one of the best coaches in this league. Definitely top 5. But I haven't liked the way the Rams offense has looked outside of this last game. Like I said, the last game didn't matter. They sat all their players. But the other 3 games since the Buffalo game, they haven't looked good. Like they score like 19, 12, like 13 points. Like now their defense has been playing really good, and that's a good sign that their defense is keeping them in games. But that high-powered offense that we all come to love and know, it ain't been there them 3 games. So they gonna have to put up some points if they're gonna beat Minnesota.
They could be due though. They could be due. They could be because they got the talent to do it. It's just I don't know what's going on. Maybe they've been kind of keeping things close to the vest. But
maybe Sean has been because he knows Kevin O'Connell knows him. because
Yeah.
they know each other because they
Yeah.
were on. He was on his staff, so they pretty much run a similar system, probably. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I got a 3.5. I got a 3.5. The Baltimore Ravens.
I'm gonna go with a 4. I think Lamar Jackson, when you really look at his stats, he really probably could be the MVP this year. Low key, he probably should be the MVP. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
he probably should be. The addition with Derrick Henry, I think obviously we seen the plus addition that was, just kind of open up this offense. I feel like we're getting the old Lamar Jackson just with the freeness of him playing backyard style football. It's this year kind of remind me of the Louisville Lamar Jackson a little bit. You kind of see it a little bit. Obviously, honestly, with this team, it's just I really believe this team can win the Super Bowl. I really do. I think this defense has finally woken up. We're finally seeing the real Baltimore Ravens defense that we all been waiting to see. This offense can easily win a Super Bowl. Obviously, we would love to see Zay Flowers play this week, but he probably won't. But you still got weapons there. You got a great 2 tight ends with Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews. Those guys are amazing. It's just we got to see it in the playoffs, man. We have to see this Lamar Jackson perform in the playoffs, and I think both me and you expect him to do it. I think this is the year to do it. We want him to, maybe not you so much, but I would love to see it.
I mean,
But
outside of him playing my team,
yeah, the
of
Chiefs, yeah,
course.
for sure.
But
Yeah.
this weekend, of course, I want to see him ball
Yeah,
out.
I want to see him. I want to see the MVP Lamar Jackson. I think we just have to see it, and if we can see it, I think that gets his monkey off his back. He can play free, and then we're gonna get an all-time great matchup. If the possibility is there of getting a Ravens Bills matchup in the second round, and that one will go down as one of the greatest games in NFL history, and you know what? I hope we get that. I really hope we get that.
I do too.
And so I'm gonna give it a 4, but it's just kind of just we gotta see it. We gotta see it. We have to see it, and once we see it, then they could go up to a 5.
And see, this is why I wish that they would wait to vote for the MVP because like that game right there should just
that game right there would literally be for the MVP. It really would. It really would. Because honestly, I agree with you. I think they should wait. Like wait till the week before the Super Bowl, or actually give the presentations the week of the Super Bowl or something. Have like they always have their award ceremony or something. I think the week of, like the Saturday before the Super Bowl or something.
It is.
They can always do it that day. You know what I mean? They don't really have to announce it. Maybe they'll change it in the future. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. That matchup is going to be amazing. It's sad because then it's just one obstacle less for your fucking Chiefs. But we shall see. You know what I mean? We shall see. I'm not going to sleep on the Chargers.
No, I'm not going to sleep on them. I say I'm going to give them a 4.7.
4.7. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
This team is playing their best football when they supposed to be playing their best football. Their defense is starting to shape up. That defensive line is getting after the quarterback. Those corners Nate Wiggins is starting to look like the first round pick that we thought he was. Marlon Humphreys is starting to shape into form. It was looking a little rough. Now the only question they have is their safety. Their safety could be sometimes had, but other than that, defense is actually looking a lot better.
You gotta stay healthy too. Kyle Hamilton gotta stay healthy, bro. He every time I see him tackle, bro, that my man's bent over. He gotta be like, look, I love both of these players. I really do, man. I respect both of these players, but my man's really turning into the Anthony Davis of football players, dog. He really is, bro. I love Kyle Hamilton, but every time I look up on my screen, my man is slowly getting up.
Yeah, because he hit hard, man. When you're a hard hitter,
I get it, but man, come on, man. Like
that safety position. He's just like Ed Reed.
Yeah, but Ed Reed didn't get hurt this much.
It was, especially in the back end, like you had to hold your breath.
No, I get it. And look, I get it. NFL is a hard hitting sport. You're gonna be hurt a lot in the game, but my God, man. Like,
yeah, I hear you. No, Kyle's great. It's the other safety I'm talking about that he got. But
oh yeah. No,
No, Kyle is one of the better safeties when healthy. Um, but yeah, man, they're rolling. Derrick Henry is having a great year. Lamar Jackson, like you said, could be named MVP for the third time in his career, back to back MVPs. And he's got actually better numbers this year than he had way better numbers than he had last year. Um, but yeah, I just think that they're 4.7. I think that they're a little bit tick better than the Buffalo Bills. I think their defense is playing better than the Buffalo Bills. So I'm gonna give them a 4.7. All right, man. Detroit Lions.
I gotta give them a 5, man. This team is getting healthier. They're getting David Montgomery back. They got their star linebacker back. Um, if they make the Super Bowl, I believe Aiden Hutchinson will play. I don't think he'll play every down, but I could see him playing in key downs and stuff like that. Maybe like third down. You know what I mean? If there's like a third and long situation. But this offense is amazing. Jahmyr Gibbs is dumb fast. Jared Goff is playing MVP level, even though it was a little. He could have easily threw like 2 or 3 picks in that Vikings game, but he got lucky a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Jamison Williams is coming in his own. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, like they got weapons on weapons on weapons. This defense is playing really good. They have the 2 best coordinators in the game, minus your boy Steve Spagnuolo on the defensive side. But offensively and defensively, they might have the best 1-2 tandem as far as like offensive coordinators. And hey, man, I gotta give them a 5. And they got home field advantage, so it's gonna be tough to beat anybody. It's gonna be tough to beat them in Detroit. It's gonna be tough. That's gonna be the loudest crowd in all the playoffs.
All right. Everything you said, I agree with. They're a 5, man. They just. And the reason why I give them a 5 is because not just them blowing out teams, but they showed when they face adversity that they can overcome it this season. That was the one thing that I wanted to see from this Detroit team. Are they just front runners, and when everything looks good, they got the lead, or when they get punched in the mouth a little bit, can they withstand that? And they've got that a few times this season, but they've gotten punched in the mouth. And Jared Goff had a 5 interception game against Houston Texans. They found a way to win. This last game, it wasn't his best game, but they found a way to win with Jahmyr Gibbs. So, yeah, man, they're a 5. They're a 5. They got home field advantage. It's gonna be hard to beat them. The only team that I feel like can go in there and beat them, if he's healthy, if he's out of concussion protocol, is the Eagles.
Yeah, that's the only team, honestly.
That's it. That's the only team that I trust that can beat them. I can't trust the Vikings until I see it.
Yeah.
If the Vikings go in here and handle business against LA and Sam Darnold has one of his best games, 455 4 or 5 touchdowns, and he looks really good, then I might be like, Vikings is coming. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, the only team I trust is the Eagles, which is crazy because I still don't trust Nick Sirianni.
Yeah. I feel you.
And the Kansas City Chiefs, what you got?
0. Flat fucking 0. No, I'm just messing. Just on the black voodoo magic alone, you gotta give them like 5, bro. You gotta just with the voodoo magic, you gotta give them a 5, man. Something's gonna happen. Like I said, like I think if y'all lose, it will be in the AFC Championship game. That's what I believe. But look, man, you guys are the champs. They got to beat the champs. So they got to easily be a 5. Like, no, take all the bullshit aside. They easily got to be a 5. You got Patrick Mahomes, who's arguably top 2 greatest quarterbacks of all time. You got Andy Reid, who's competing for greatest coach of all time. You got Steve Spagnuolo, who's the best defensive coordinator right now, next to Aaron Glenn. You got Travis Kelce, who's an all-time great tight end. You have one of the better defense who played consistent. You got an Isaiah Pacheco back. You expect him to play a little bit better as, these weeks have gone on. That crowd in Kansas City will be live. It's tough to beat Kansas City and Arrowhead. So at the end of the day, you got to give them a 5. Black magic, NFL refs, 5. It's a 5, man. It's a 5. Sorry. It's a 5. It's a 5. That's a tough trio to beat. Black Magic, the referees, and Patrick Mahomes. That's tough. That's tough.
That's fool. I'm gonna go 5-2, but I'm gonna go for a different reason. I'm gonna go because we're getting healthy on the right time when we need to get healthy. Jalen Watson is coming back, our other corner. When we was actually playing really good the first 5 games on defense, once he went down, that's when our corner started having problems. Now that Jalen Watson back, I expect us to be a lot better in that section. Chris Jones, of course, he should be healthy. George is starting to play better. Charles Omenihu, once he came back on the lineup, the defensive line started playing a lot better because they found somebody else who could rush the passer one-on-one and beat one-on-ones. And that's when George started playing better on their defensive line. So, and then offensively, I think Isaiah Worthy has been playing a lot better these past few games. He's starting to get more involved into this offense. The few snaps that Hollywood Brown came in, he's looked like pretty good. You know, him and Pat was already building that rapport before he got hurt, but he looks pretty good. And I think that opens things up for DeAndre Hopkins and Travis Kelce. And then you got this running game. Now, we've been kind of down on the on Isaiah Pacheco a little bit. I just factor that in, him coming back from that leg injury. You know what I'm saying? He's still trying to come back from that. And then, you know, the big question with us is, you know, even though shout out to Joe Tooney. He played left tackle for the 3 straight games, and he played really well. But I do expect him to put DJ Humphries out there because you would rather have Joe Tooney playing at his great position at left guard. And just, you know, you could just send some help over there with DJ Humphries. And I think it affected the running game too, with not having Tooney out there at left guard. I like Caliendo, he was cool, but you could tell the effects of the running game when you put Tooney out there at left tackle. So I think you put DJ Humphries out there, you put what's the name back at guard, and it helps the running game better. So yeah, man, I think it's gonna be a 5, and you know, I think you know, we'll see. All right, man. Now I didn't put this on the docket, but I did want to get your opinion on this. UCLA coach Mike Cronin has some interesting things to say about his team. Now, if y'all don't follow his college basketball, UCLA they went in the Final Four last year, right? They were Jalen Suggs' big play going to the Nat to face Alabama. So now they just lost to Michigan, and Cronin had some interesting things to say about his team. So I just wanted to get your opinion on this soundbite, sir.
You're not using that many points. How much of it is a hat tip to their unique skill set with the size and outside shooting they have versus maybe some breakdowns on your end?
I'd say a combination, to be fair to your question. Obviously, they shot the ball well, but we don't play. We're soft. You know, we're too soft to play hard enough even in the crucials, you can't get an offensive rebound. You know, it's like a 5-point game, and Kobe Johnson just has a guy take the ball from him. Same thing with Sebastian Mack. Okay, we finally do get a stop. Can't get a defensive rebound. They didn't have a million of them because they didn't miss that many shots. But there was a few in particular. Kobe, Sebastian, huge, back-breaking. And you got inside position. So don't tell me you want to win. Like, just don't tell me you want to win. You won't start the game. Tyler Bilodeau gave up 12 points. 2 screens, he didn't say a word, 3s, and then he got dunked on 3 times. So don't tell me you want to win. We're soft. Yeah. Aside from, to be fair to you, obviously they have a unique skill set, the way they shoot the ball, but we're soft.
You obviously came back and took the lead. Do you feel like ran out of energy?
I have to run on the court to get guys to play hard. It's crazy, you know, and it's every day. I'm tired of it. It's every day. I have the most energy of anybody at practice every day. I have I'm upset with everybody in that locker room, my assistant coaches and my players. I mean, I don't need to do anything else. I almost got 500 wins. I'm only 53. You think I'm coaching the Lakers? I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke. But yet I come in and I have more passion and energy and pride than everybody in. That's the problem. I mean, it's just that is the truth right now. I mean, Dylan Andrews just in the timeout. Number 3's hot. He's 4 for 7 from 3. You cannot let him shoot. He's going to back up. Next 2 plays, he made 2 shots. Will Kyle let him shoot? Just stood there. He just looked at him, said, "What, are you going to let me shoot?" Bang. Next play, Dylan Andrews, "You let me shoot?" Bang.
What can you do about this? What you're talking about as far as your players, what can you do going forward to get them in the right mindset?
Here's what you do. You play the guys that'll play hard and do what you tell them. But right now, I'm searching deeply for some guys that'll play hard enough to win a Big Ten game. Because in the film,
all right, so he goes on to say that they're delusional. All right, you hear me?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
All right, it kind of froze up. But he goes on to say that his players are delusional, that they think they're better than what they feel they are, and he's just fed up. So how did you feel about that soundbite? Do you feel like he threw his team under the bus? Do you feel like he just, he's challenging them? How do you feel?
I got no problem with what he said. Like, at the end of the day, it wasn't just the students that he had a problem with. It was his coaching staff. You know what I mean? Like, he's a great college head coach. You know what I mean? Like, he's a great defensive minded head coach. You know what I mean? As he said, he has almost 500 wins underneath his belt. He doesn't have anything else more to prove. Like, this is their future. Like, this is your future that you're fighting for. You know what I mean? Y'all the players. Now that y'all getting played like professional athletes, we're gonna start treating y'all like professional athletes. If you guys aren't performing to the standards that we expect you guys to be playing with the amount of money that we're paying you guys, I'm gonna call you out. So at the end of the day, he didn't say anything malicious. He didn't call out anybody individually. He called everybody out in the group. So I respect him. If I'm a basketball player, I wouldn't have a problem. I gotta look myself in the mirror. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, it's not like he's saying like they're trash. He's saying you guys should have higher expectations for yourself. We got all the talent in the world. We can compete with anybody. You know what I mean? I think they're ranked. They're a ranked team. It's not like they're not ranked. So obviously, the inconsistencies has become more of an issue than it has been. So it's a frustration level. You know what I mean? You can definitely see it. He has high expectations for this team. He has high expectations for this coaching staff, and he wants to see more of it. Like, he shouldn't be the one that always has to be the one that has to be, the fiery one, giving the energy to the crew. Like, yeah, I get it. He's the head coach, but somebody else has to help him be able to help this team grow and get to where it needs to be. Now, obviously, you know what I mean? We're heading into the second part of the year. We're getting close to March Madness. March Madness is a couple months away. Conference championships is coming quick. You know what I mean? Like, January's gonna fly by. You know what I mean? You're in the heat of conference play. So these matchups are really important for seeding. And obviously, you want to have the highest seeding possible so you can have the easiest path to get to the Final Four. So I have no problem with it, with Mike Cronin did, man. I salute him, and I don't think any of those college kids should have a problem with it either. And if they do, you know where the door will hit you. So that's all. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And you could tell that it's just more disappointment than it is anger, because he knows that these kids can probably be really good players, and they're just not putting their whole 110% in. You know what I'm saying? They're not giving their all, and it could be frustrating. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you see the kids doing that, but then you also see your assistant coaches probably enabling that stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're not correcting the things that need to be corrected, and so he's got to come in and do everything. It's like, what do I have you for? What did I hire you for? I hired you to help me. You know what I'm saying? That delegated you these duties so you can help me get these kids in the place that they need to be so we can win and try to get a national championship. We were this close last year. Like,
Right.
it's like, so y'all got to get y'all stuff together. That's pretty much what he was saying. Like,
Yeah. And then honestly, it's like he ain't going nowhere. UCLA ain't going nowhere. Like, you guys want to play here? This is a top program in the nation. This is an honor and a privilege to be a part of this, to be a part of making that team. And if you guys don't want to take it serious, I will find people who will. Assistant coaches. You don't think I can't find some more assistant coaches? I can find some real quick, some guys who are hungry that want to come up, who are in the high school program or in lower tier colleges that want to be in the limelight here at UCLA. I could find them. So if you guys don't want to take it serious, I have a long list of people who are willing to take your spots. So don't take it for granted. This is my one and only warning to all of you. And if you guys don't take this serious next year, good luck finding the next college you want to play at. Good luck finding that NIL money that UCLA is paying you. And assistant coaches, you don't want that on your record books. You don't want that on your resume. That's not a good look. So it's time to buckle up. It's time to get ready for the real heat of the season.
And the crazy part is they're 11-4. It's not like they're 4-11.
Yeah,
something like that. They're 11-4.
Yeah,
So,
but that just shows. No, sorry to cut you off, but that just shows you how talented they are, because he probably been dealing with this probably since the beginning of the year, and they're still 11-4. So imagine if they really are taking shit serious. Imagine what they would be. They would probably be a top 4, top 3 team, maybe even the number 1 ranked team. So, like, let's not take this for granted, man. You only get so many opportunities, man, to be a great team in any sport. Like, you got to take advantage of that. We see that like with the San Francisco 49ers. They didn't take advantage of those chances. Now look at them. We don't know where they're going to be at. You know what I mean? The Dallas Cowboys, they've had their chances. You don't know where they're going to be at. The Buffalo Bills had 4 times in the 90s. They couldn't do it. And it took them forever just to get back to the playoffs. Now they have a legit team. They better take advantage of it. The Baltimore Ravens, you better take advantage of it. Like, my Lakers, you got LeBron James. You better take advantage of it. like it's just the reality of it. Like, your Chiefs have taken advantage of it. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. Andy Reid, I expect Andy Reid to coach forever. Patrick Mahomes ain't going to be great forever, but they're taking advantage of it. So you got to salute. And this is no different from UCLA.
All right, man. Let's do our bet U.S. Surefire picks, man.
Let's do it.
All right, man. What you got?
All right. So my first one, I got Notre Dame money line for tomorrow. I just like that. I think it's going to be a close game, but I will take Notre Dame for the win. I got Ohio State minus 5.5. I know that kind of contradicts what I said with this being a close game, but when you're talking with your money, you're going to put your money on Ohio State. That's just is what it is. I'm going to take the Eagles minus 4.5 against the Packers. I just think the Eagles are just a better team. I think this defense is a better team. Like, there's so many injuries, a lot of stuff going on. Bad elbow for Jordan Love. I just don't see it. I like the Commanders +3. I like that +3. I'm gonna take that +3 with the Commanders and the Bucks. I think I can see that being a close game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Commanders even pulled off an upset. And then I'm gonna take Chargers money line over the Texans. I think the Texans have too many injuries. The offensive line is terrible, and I just think the Chargers are the better team right now.
For sure. Yeah, I'm taking Notre Dame -1, and I'm taking the under. I think that game goes under 45. I don't see it being a high scoring game. I think both defenses are going to show up. So, yeah. And then I'm with you. I'm taking Ohio State -5.5. I just think that, like I said, I think they're gonna put up more points. I just think they're gonna dominate, and I think Quinn Evers is gonna have a couple picks. So. And then I'm with you with the Chargers, man. I'm taking that -3, man. And I'm banging that -3 because I just think Houston is limping in here. And I'm actually taking the over in that Commanders-Buccaneers game. I think there's going to be a high-scoring game. And then I'm going to take the -1 Minnesota on Monday. So
okay.
If you go to our social media, any of our social media platforms, you'll see the BetUS link. Click on it. This is for first time users. Sign up. Put in the promo code JOIN125. You get 125% sign in bonus plus 10% gambling insurance, which that goes towards, they got other things on the websites that you can gamble. Sign up. You get 3 risk-free bets on your first 3 deposits, minimum $100 up to $5,000, which means that your first 3 deposits, you deposit $100 to bet, and you lose, you keep your money. So, what better way to go bet? Go bet your first 3 bets. You lose, you keep your money. You can win some money, but overall, you're not losing money at the end of the day. So, go ahead, sign up. Tell them Cris and Mal sent you. And that will do it for our better short pie picks. All right, man. I know you put this on the docket inside the NBA criticism.
Oh yeah, so I don't know if you kind of heard it, but a lot of people have been criticizing inside the NBA crew for being hard critiques with the NBA game now, and that's they've been kind of saying that's been kind of one of the main reasons why the NBA ratings are down, because they take it as the main show for the NBA right now is inside the NBA, but you got Charles and Chuck and them battling out with current stars saying that their game is trash or they're bums and this stuff like that, and people have been highly, I guess, offended and critiquing them for some of the critiques that they do have. So my question to you is, do you think people are fair or foul to have that assumption with the inside the NBA crew, or do you think the inside the NBA has every right to say what they say and you have no problem with it?
I'm gonna answer this in a way that sounds like I'm kind of copping out, but I'm not. I think both sides have a good point.
Okay.
Like that, I think everybody has a right to feel how they feel. I can understand the young dudes feeling like, "Oh, you being disrespectful to our game. We playing in this game now." But we got to understand one thing. You got to understand: inside the NBA is 4 older men. It's not like it's a mixture of 2 old guys and 2 young guys up there representing for each side, and they, what I'm saying, they talking about the NBA. It's 4 old players from Shaq to Barkley to Kenny Smith, who all played in the old school era. What do you expect them to say? They're all gonna be like, "Man, this game is weak. They're trash. They're soft. They're blah. They shoot 3. Da 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 da." It's not like you got some young guys up there. It'd be different if Jeff Teague was up there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jeff Teague probably would have been like, "Oh, he'd be able to represent for the new era of the league," even though he probably came up a little bit back end of the old era, but still, you don't have no young guys up there to represent, to talk about the NBA right now. But I'm not going to sit here and act like inside the NBA is the reason for the ratings. I just think that right now, I equate it to this. They're competing with a lot of sports right now. You're competing with college football right now. You're competing with the NFL. Say what you want about the NFL. Yes, I know the games, most of the games can be trash. But at the end of the day, somebody's watching this shit. Somebody's watching this. So I'm just saying, like, they're competing at a time where, and this has always been the NBA, especially when the NFL really started becoming the dominant sport. This has always been, once the Super Bowl was over, okay, now we watching the NBA. Now we really paying attention. Now we really watching. After the All-Star break, oh, we tuned in. Let's go. Because now the players are going to start caring. So it's always been like that. So I don't think I really didn't take nothing of these low ratings for the NBA. I just feel like it's like, look, it's NBA, it's football season right now. What do y'all expect? Like, once the All-Star break, we ain't gonna have shit else to watch. What do you think we're gonna watch? I bet you the ratings go up after the All-Star break. Motherfuckers gonna be watching that until baseball season. And then, even still, by the time baseball really kicks off, the NBA is going to be done. So I'm not going to blame inside the NBA for the low ratings. They're older guys talking about NBA, older players. What do y'all expect, man? That'd be like if inside the NFL was Ray Lewis, I don't know, John Lynch, and Jerry Rice. What do you think they're going to say? Man, this league is soft. They can't hit. They can't do this. They going to say the same stuff. But you ain't going to blame them for low ratings.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's their fault. I just think it's just the timing. Right now, it's football season. Once football season is over, everybody going to be watching basketball.
Yeah.
So
nah, I hear you. I think this fake outrage with the NBA right now is kind of funny to me. Like inside the NBA is no different from catch you seeing. Like, look, Terry Bradshaw goes off on NFL players. Like we see it with Michael Irvin. We see it with Shannon Sharp. We see it with Ryan Clark. We see it with a whole bunch of guys who are very, very critical with some of these NFL players. And I don't hear anybody crying about that. Like, yeah, Charles and Shaq do it in their own unique ways, but at the end of the day, it's a very authentic way, you know what I mean, of who they are. Mm-hmm. So you get I think Inside the NBA is one of the best all sports shows all around.
I agree.
I think ESPN does really well with the NFL content with, like guys like Ryan Clark, Dan Orlovsky, Mina Kimes. Like, I think they do an amazing job with the NFL. It's no different from the Inside the NBA crew. I think Charles is a very insightful basketball player who just tells it like it is. Like, I started seeing stuff where people were complaining about how he was commenting on LeBron James in the dunk. And it's like, you got to understand, like, we seen LeBron James do it. Okay, that's cool. That's nice. He did the dunk that at 40 years old. That was cool. But you know what else happened in that game? They lost by double digits to a Dallas Mavericks team without Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. Like that, and that is the infuriating part about the Los Angeles Lakers, that I truly understand what Charles is saying. We do suck. We do stink. We are a very inconsistent team with the likes of having Anthony Davis and LeBron James, who are still playing at all-star elite levels. You got Austin Reeves, who's playing at a good level. We just got Dorian Finney-Smith. We're the healthiest we've been all year, and yet we cannot beat the only Dallas Mavericks without two of their top two scorers, which is crazy, especially how bad we got beat. So I think it's all fake outrage. As far as the ratings and stuff like that, we all know why the ratings aren't good, even during football season. Number one, the NBA is scared to go up against the NFL. They got to get over that shit. They got to start competing. Number two, they got to promote their game a whole lot better. Three, you got to figure out this whole blackout shit, which is dumb for the NBA. It makes no sense. Why do you have this blackout rule for people who live in the TV market for the team that they want to see and can't watch? That is the most idiotic thing the NBA has ever done. You don't see that with the NFL. The NFL actually has stuff to actually see their team. Like, if I want to watch my Raiders, I can watch my Raiders. All I got to do is watch the goddamn local channel that it's on. They don't have no blackout rules. They don't have anything like that. They got out of that shit. Yeah. We all know the NBA needs to do that. We all know that the NBA needs to stop putting their top games on NBA TV, put it on local television. I think NBC will help that a lot next year. So I do think the ratings will be a lot better next year. And I agree with you. Once the playoff season is over, once the Super Bowl is over, the NBA will be fine. The numbers were pretty good for the Christmas Day games. Like, we saw that. And we're getting some great games. We had the Oklahoma City Thunder and Cleveland Cavaliers game. Excellent game for what I saw at work. And then you had Wemby versus Giannis, a matchup people have been dying to see. So there's a lot of great basketball. This fake outrage needs to stop. I think a lot of this has to do with LeBron James and all that type of shit. People just loving to hate the NBA for no reason. I don't know why. I think the NBA is in a great spot. Obviously, we would love to see the three situation in somewhat control, but at the end of the day, when you really watch the game, there are different teams who do play different styles. It's just that majority of teams that we do see that do play on national TV, i.e. like the Boston Celtics, i.e. like the Lakers, we just jack up threes. So at the end of the day, I think the NBA is in a healthy spot. We just got to figure out certain things with every sport got to figure out. But NBA will be fine. And as far as like the criticism with Charles and all them, stop. It's cap. Like what they're doing is great for the game. And then only thing I would say is Shaq, leave Dwight Howard alone. Just leave Dwight alone. Like, just leave Dwight alone, man. Let him be him, bro. That'll be the only thing I will have any criticism about with any of those guys. Besides that, I think they do a great job.
Best viewers on what?
Streamboo.com. Okay.
I had to block you, brother. But yeah, it's y'all tripping, man. Get over yourselves.
Yeah. Move on.
All right, man. It's time for Maul's favorite segment. Random news.
Yes.
It is now time for Maul's random news.
What's up, everybody? We back. Random News. This is the first edition of Random News here in 2025. We are still sponsored by nobody, but this is Chris's favorite subject. You know what I mean? We love doing this. So at the end of the day, here we go. First news. The owner of Rolling Loud kind of, has been had a little conversation. Talking about how he's been trying to get Drake on Rolling Loud. He said they even offered Drake 3 consecutive nights at Rolling Loud, and he turned them all down. What do you make of that? What is your reaction? Are you surprised Drake has never done a Rolling Loud, one of the top hip-hop music festivals in the world?
If this was 5 years ago, yes. Now, no. I just think he thinks he's bigger than that.
Yeah,
I do. I think he's bigger than that. I think he thinks he's bigger than being a rapper now. I think he's a pop star. That's what he thinks he is right now. He thinks he's in the line with the Taylor Swifts, the Beyoncés. Those are the people he's competing with. And so a Rolling Loud he feels like it's beneath him right now. So
I feel you. In other news, 25-year-old Bogalusa, Louisiana mayor, was arrested in connection with a drug and prostitution investigation, allegedly using taxpayer money to rent an Airbnb for a prostitute. What are your thoughts?
He's a mayor?
Yeah, he's a mayor. He was that young black mayor that was elected in Louisiana.
Hey man, just kids don't follow this example. So I got to say, man.
My man's giving us a bad rep, man. They never gonna give us. We can't do nothing. We can't do nothing nice. Do nothing good, man. What we get. I love my black people though. Next up, Billboard. They dropped the top 10 biggest rappers of the century. I'll read the list. Number 1 is Drake. Number 2 is Eminem. Number 3 is Kanye West. Number 4 is Nelly. Number 5 is Jay-Z. Number 6 is Lil Wayne. Number 7 is 50 Cent. Number 8 is Kendrick Lamar. Number 9 is Nicki Minaj. And number 10, which I was very, very surprised about, was Ludacris. What are your thoughts about that list?
I was just happy to see my man Ludacris on.
I was really excited. To see Ludacris on that.
So all that Ludacris slander I've been seeing on X, y'all cut it out. God damn it.
Is there anybody that got left off the list that you would have seen, or would you have moved up, moved down? Like,
I guess no. I think this list is about right. Maybe Future.
Maybe. I am surprised. I'm a little surprised Eminem's 2, me personally.
I'm not.
I probably would have had Kanye 2, me personally.
I'm not. When I keep telling you, when that boys put stuff out, it's not just us that buys this stuff. It's white folks.
I know, but Kanye is just as big as Eminem. He's had more classic albums than Eminem. I'm not saying Eminem shouldn't be 3. I'm not saying he shouldn't be 3. I'm not saying he should be lower than Nelly. surprised Jay-Z isn't higher than Nelly.
I am
personally.
surprised Jay-Z.
I'm surprised. I think Lil Wayne should probably be higher than Nelly.
Well,
I think Lil Wayne should be higher than Nelly.
But
I think Lil Wayne should be higher than Nelly.
You got to think, and this is the discourse with Lil Wayne. I'm not questioning his greatness. I think Lil Wayne is one of the greatest rappers of all time. We got to think billboards are hits, and Wayne got hits, but I don't think he got as much hits as Nelly. I think a lot of the stuff that Wayne we love is the mixtape stuff.
Yeah, but he still had a Millie. He still had Lollipop. He still had.
But Nelly had.
I hear you.
Nelly, and I wasn't the biggest Nelly guy, but I remember that time.
I hear you. I'm not mad.
There's a reason why Jay-Z said the only person moving used M, Pimp, Juice, and Us.
I said, out of anything, I personally believe Kanye should be number 2, and I think Jay-Z should be ahead of Nelly. That's just all I'm saying. But that's just my personal opinion. But I'm ecstatic that they put Ludacris on here. I'm ecstatic. That shit made me smile. I'm not gonna fret. In other news, have you heard my man Jello Ball's song? Have you heard my man Jello's song?
I heard the song.
I actually like the song. Bring me back to the little 2000s. I love it. D'Angelo Ball's song Tweaker enters top 10 the US Spotify chart for the first time at number 8 with 1.3 million streams, and he also got added on to Rolling Loud Saturday, I believe. Saturday. I think that's the same. I forgot who's performing that. But what you think of the song, man? When you heard it, do you think it deserves all the praise that it's getting?
I mean, I get it. I get it. It's just a cool song. It's a bop. It's a little bop. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Cameron, he coming. He coming for your spot. No,
do you believe LeVar Ball is now 3 for 3 with Suns?
Okay, I'm not gonna go that far. Let's relax now.
Hey, man got the number 1 song in the world right now.
Man got one song. He got the one song. He could be.
Kansas City Chiefs was probably playing that shit during practice today.
I think they were.
Yeah, they were. They probably were.
But look, man. He could be Skee-Lo, okay? He could be Skee-Lo.
Oh, so you trying to say he a one-hit wonder?
I just say he could be Skee-Lo. Let's relax. Let's chill out.
Crazy. All right. In other news, seems like Teofimo Lopez has turned down Top Rank's final offer to fight Subriel Matisse, which was planned for March 15th in Las Vegas. Are you disappointed? Are you not surprised? What do you think is the next steps for Teofimo?
I'm sick of him. He do more talking than boxing.
So what do you think?
What do you do?
What do you think he should do? Who do you think he fights?
Fight somebody. Damn. I don't care. Tank, freaking Devin Haney. Fight somebody. All you do is talk.
Yeah.
Run your mouth about this person. You're talking about Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford ain't gonna fight you. And you better be happy he not. He whoop your ass.
Nah, I feel you. I don't know who he fights, man. I really don't know. But we shall see. In other news, Marvel Studios is reportedly planned to recast T'Challa for the upcoming Avengers films and Black Panther 3. Do you think this is the right time? Do you think enough time has been passed since the unfortunate passing of our great Chadwick Boseman? What do you think? And who do you think should be the new Black Panther?
As far as the right time, yeah, I think the time is right. I know a lot of people were screaming for them to recast him in the last one. I just think it was too soon, man. I think it was too soon to just recast somebody and put him in there, and then he would have the weight of the world on his shoulders to perform that. You know what I'm saying? Not to sit there and act like the T'Challa role was an Oscar-winning performance or anything, but still, we see Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. So
yeah. He will always be Black Panther first.
So now you got to put some actor in there real quick to try to go to match up with that. That would have been tough. Now time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
It is time. That's fine. You can recast it. As far as who should be it, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be mad at like some up and coming actor.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's fresh. You know, we always try to retread and get the same people to play these roles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't know who.
Somebody said the guy from Snowfall. Somebody said him.
He can do it. He's a good actor. I like Idris, Damian Idris. I think he's a good actor, but I don't know if I want him to be Chadwick. T'Challa. I don't know if you want to be T'Challa.
No, yeah. I think. Look, man. Chadwick Boseman will always be our original Black Panther. He will always be our original Black Panther King. Wakanda forever.
Right.
But it is time. It is time, man. You cannot go without a new direction with Marvel, new Avengers series without a Black Panther. So I think it is time. I think they'll do it in a very tasteful way. It will always be in the honor of Chadwick. Rest in peace. And yeah, hey, whoever they decide to pick, man, I hope they kill it. I hope they kill it. I hope they get. I think they'll do a great job in picking who should be the successor of Chadwick Boseman to play Black Panther. So I have all the faith in the world.
I would actually not be mad if they pick somebody with a natural African accent.
No, I wouldn't either. I think there's a lot of actors that we probably aren't thinking off the top of our head that would be great for this. But like I said, I really have faith in Marvel and them picking who will be it. I think I won't be surprised if Ron Coogler plays a big part in that. And
of course,
have the successor in that role. I don't know if he'll be shooting the new Black Panther movie. I think, right? He is.
He is.
Yeah, so I'm sure he'll have a big say in that, and and that makes me even more confident that I think they will pick the right person. So,
I agree.
In other news, it seemed like Will Smith shared a cryptic post teasing of a reboot of The Matrix where he would be Neo. Did you ask for this? Would you want this? And what are your overall thoughts?
Well, I mean, he was supposed to be the original Neo, so I get it. You know, he was the first person before they went to Keanu Reeves.
I remember
that. They went to him. He turned it down because, and the way he said they pitched it to him, I can understand why he turned it down. Because at first, when you think of somebody pitching you and we see the final product, it's like, how the hell did you miss on this movie and you went to go film Wild Wild West, brother? Like,
yeah.
But the way they pitched it to him, it was just like, imagine you're somewhere, but you're not. It was like,
right?
Huh? Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, brother. But I don't know, man. Does he have to be Neo? Can it be somebody else?
Look, if Will Smith's gonna be in the new Matrix movie, he's gonna be Neo, bro. Or he might play the Lawrence Fishburne role. Maybe that. I don't know.
Can he be somebody else though? Can't they make up a new character? Like, what happened to Hollywood and they just can't? Where the idea is at, man?
Hey, I've been asking that every single time, but
ain't nobody creative no more. They can't come up with a new.
We are here, brother. We are here now. Like, they do better with the TV shows, the Netflix shows, with the creativity, Apple TV, and all that. But with the movies, man, it like certain aspects. I think horror has been in a really great spot as far as like the creativity in that. I think action films have been kind of they've been kind of hit or miss. I'm not a big rom-com type dude, so I don't know how that situation is, but you know, some of the thrillers, I think the thrillers have been pretty good, but I don't know, man. We all know Hollywood is kind of in this weird space as far as creativity right now, but we shall see. In other news, Kim Jong-un has banned hot dogs in North Korea.
No glizzies.
He has declared that serving sausages in the country will be treated as an act of treason. Other things banned is jeans, leather jackets, microwaves, Bibles, designer shoes, sports cars, weed, iPhones, slang, porn, K-pop, and YouTube. Do you think America should also ban dogs and glizzies?
No, man. What are you doing, man? You trying to take the chili dogs away from us?
No more chili dogs, man. No more Franks.
No, we ain't doing this. I know you kids out there think eating a hot dog is a strange thing, but that's normal. We've been eating hot dogs since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Especially a hot link. You know what I'm saying? Put a little barbecue sauce on that thing.
Yeah. I'm all good. I'm all for a good chili dog, man. I love a good chili dog.
But dang, King, you said no glizzies, huh? You saw that?
Glizzies, bro. No glizzies or jeans. No
And
glizzies.
no Bibles? Damn, you don't
No
read the word?
No microwaves. How am I supposed to reheat my food? Like, what are we doing?
He said
Like,
you gotta
no
go get
tricks for me.
you gotta get that air fryer. That's what he said.
Nah, facts. Probably ban those soon too.
And what's wrong? Hold on, jean jackets. What's wrong with jean jackets?
Yeah, no jeans, no leather jackets. Like, I don't know. Like, what do they have?
What is going on in China, man?
No designer shoes, no sport.
What
I'm
y'all
like,
doing out there in South China, South Korea? I mean, what y'all doing out there in South
Hey.
Korea? Man?
you must be trying to practice, interaction, human interaction. I don't know. Shout out.
Wow.
In other news, I don't know if we touched on this, but the Cooper Rush situation with the $500K with the incentives. You know how he was supposed to play 55% of his snaps, but obviously he didn't get a chance to do that with
The Jerry Jones.
Yeah. I don't know if we even talked about it, but if not, here's our opportunity. What were your thoughts about that? And do you believe Jerry Jones had no idea that he had that?
He's the GM. Of course he knew. Jerry Jones been bugging lately, bro, with the Cooper Rush thing and with just all season he's been bugging. With the late signing of Dak Prescott and CD Lamb, if you get a jump on that in the offseason, maybe you have a little bit more money to play with. Guess who you probably could have signed? Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Then probably your team would probably look a lot better.
Yeah.
Maybe in the playoffs right now, sir.
That's very
Then Dak gets hurt, whatever. Your season is lost. But you sitting up here like, oh, I'm surprised that we're not as good as I thought we were. You talking about you was all in. How you all in? You ain't do nothing. You ain't sign nobody. You ain't go out and get nobody in free agent. Like nothing. You ain't trade. And then your biggest trade is Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah.
A failed first round pick who didn't work out in Carolina.
Yeah.
Then this, like I said, the Cooper Rush stuff. You couldn't let my man get the money. He played for you all season.
And he did well. He did really well too.
You can't reward him. You can't reward my man with the 500.
Why would you want to go play for Dallas? Why would you want to play for the Cowboys?
I don't. And then and we're gonna talk about the Mike McCarthy thing later, but still, it's just
yeah. I got a couple more. In other news, Tom Pelissero has said that some scouts don't even have a first round grade on Shedeur Sanders. Could you see Shedeur Sanders drop? Like, what's your anticipation, especially with some of this news out? Or do you think this is just par for the course and you think eventually he will be a top 2 pick?
I think it's par for the course. I think he's going to be a top pick. I think once he gets in his pro day and once he gets around some of these scouts, somebody's going to fall in love with Shedeur.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to fall in love. Now, I do agree with your sentiment. There's always another quarterback that emerges. There's always one in these type of drafts where people are unsure about certain things or whatever. There's always a quarterback that emerges, whether it be Drew Allard, whether it be Nuss, whether it be Carson Beck. One of these quarterbacks are going to emerge and slip into the top 5 pick. So there's always a quarterback. But this whole I don't have a first round grade on Shedeur Sanders. Like what more do you guys need to see from him? Like, he, what I'm saying? No. Does he have like a big arm? No, but he has a really good arm. He can make all the throws.
Yeah, above average arm. Yeah, I think he has above average.
When pressure becomes on, he's calm, cool, collect. You don't never see him panic. He's not on the sideline getting mad or throwing tantrums or nothing like that. He has good pedigree. He comes from one of the greatest defensive players we've ever seen. So what more do you guys need to see? Yes. Do I feel like Cam Ward maybe has a little bit more improvisation and a little bit more playmaking ability? Yes, I do. But I think Shedeur is like a CJ Stroud. When he needs to do it, he does it. When he needs to run, he runs. Because that was the knock on CJ Stroud coming out. Yeah. Oh, he's not enough of a playmaker. He can't make the, you know what I'm saying? He's a little. And then they saw that semifinals. when they went against Georgia, which they probably should have won that game, but Marvin Harrison Jr. don't get knocked out. He made plays.
Yeah.
So
I think Shedeur Sanders is just a little less athletic Jaden Daniels. That's what I think he's a little less athletic Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is a better athlete, and he might have a bigger arm in a sense, but I think Shedeur Sanders has an above average arm. I think he's a very, very accurate passer. I think he'll be fine. He shows his toughness too. He's a very tough player. He took a lot of big hits this year. He got up. You know what I mean? So not including that cheap shot he took against Kansas, like he got up. So
and hey, I'm gonna let y'all know this, and this will make my partner very happy. Let you know, Tom Brady will be glad for y'all to not pick Shedeur Sanders.
Oh,
he'll be very glad for y'all to pick. Y'all let them drop to the Raiders. I'm gonna blame y'all.
Yeah. Let that happen. I haven't lost faith. We still might get my boy. We still might. I got a couple more though. In other news, America spent 23% less on streaming services. Do you think the streaming service era is slowly dying?
Yeah, man, because this shit is expensive, man. We got other bills, man. Housing authorities going up, rent is going up, mortgages is going up.
Yeah.
Stuff is getting expensive. Car insurance is going up. The cost of living is going up. And you want to charge me for all these different streaming services? When we got other things, I ain't gonna put them out there, but they got other things that we can watch this stuff on. Yeah, no. Amen. Hey, keep on applying pressure on these streaming services.
Facts. Stand strong, my brothers and sisters. Let's not lose the fight. It's gonna be a long battle, but we gotta get this under control.
By summertime, let's get it to 50%.
Facts. Let's do it. In other news, I don't think we talked about this, but the Pro Football Hall of Fame did announce their finalists. I want to read off the names, and I want to tell me if you think they get in or not. Are you ready? I think that's who Allen. Allen? Let me see. Let me make sure I get these names correct. All right, we got Eric Allen, cornerback when he played for the Philadelphia Eagles, New Orleans Saints, and the Oakland Raiders.
Eric Allen was a very good corner, but I don't know if I have him as a Hall of Famer.
Not in this class?
Not this class. I don't think he's a first ballot. I think he was a really good corner, especially when he was with y'all. When he was a Raider, I think that's when he was really good, but I don't know if he was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Okay. Next up, we got Jared Allen. He played for the Kansas City Chiefs, Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Bears, and Carolina Panthers.
I think eventually he'll get in, but I don't think he's a first ballot.
Okay. Next up, we got Will Anderson, the tackle. He played with the Cincinnati Bengals and Baltimore Ravens.
I think he's first ballot.
Okay. Next up, we got Jahiri Evans, guard, played for the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers.
I don't think he's a first ballot because it's hard for guards to get in. Like they take forever. But I think eventually he'll get in. He might be old by the time he get in. He'll get in.
Next up, we got the great tight end Antonio Gates.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Okay. Next up, we got Torrey Holt, wide receiver of the St. Louis Rams.
Man, he should have been in. Torrey Holt should have been in. He's a receiver. He's one of the more underrated wide receivers.
Yep, I agree. Next up, we got Luke Kuechly, played for Carolina Panthers, linebacker.
He had a short stint, but he was so great that you can't deny him. He's a first ballot.
Next up, I think this is controversial, but we'll see. Eli Manning, New York Giants.
Come on, man. You know he's first ballot. He beat Tom Brady twice, and he's Peyton Manning's brother, man. What we doing here, Maul? You know
he's not a Hall of Fame quarterback, bro.
I don't think he is either. I don't think his numbers show that.
You really gonna live off them goddamn Super Bowls. But I get it. But that defense won both of those, man. Let's call it spade a spade. He got lucky on both catches.
I would say the first one the defense won, but he made some throws in that second one that won that game.
Next up, Steve Smith Sr.
Yeah, he's a first ballot to me.
Okay.
To be at his size and to do what he did and dominate, he's first ballot.
Very consistent too. He had a lot of great years. Terrell Suggs.
He's not a first ballot, but he will get in.
Okay. All right. Next up, I met this man. Really great guy. Really great guy. Really cool dude. Fred Taylor, Jacksonville Jaguars.
He's not a first ballot, but he will get in.
I hope he does. Next up, Adam Vinatieri.
First ballot.
All right, a couple more. Reggie Wayne.
Definitely needs to get in.
Okay. Darren Woodson.
Yeah, he needs to get in. I'm surprised he's not in. Actually, I'm actually surprised he hasn't been in yet. Darren Woodson was really good with the Cowboys.
Okay. And Marshall Yonda.
He'll get in eventually.
Okay. All right, and I got one more. We got some new sequels coming in 2025. I'm gonna say these names real quick. You just tell me yes, you're interested, or no. You ready? First one, Saw 11.
No.
Nobody 2.
No.
Tron Ares.
Yeah.
Okay. Zootopia 2.
Yeah.
Megan 2.0.
Of course. Let's go.
Greenland 2.
Who?
Greenland 2. That was actually a good movie. If you watch the first one,
I didn't see the first one.
I'm actually good. 28 years later.
I haven't seen none of them 28 years
What?
movies. I've never seen none of them.
I'm gonna say the N-word. Hey, my brother, you need to watch that, bro. The movies, yeah, watch that. Freaky Friday 2.
No.
The Bad Guys 2.
I was in the first Bad Guy, so
Okay. The Conjuring 4.
yeah.
The Old Guard 2.
No.
Den of Thieves 2.
No.
No, you don't watch Den of Thieves.
I haven't seen the first one, so
All right, Happy Gilmore 2.
yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, they better be better than that first one.
First one wasn't too bad. The acting was a little but it could be better. A Simple Favor 2.
I didn't know.
Okay. Avatar, Fire and Ash.
I still haven't seen the other one. The second
I haven't
one.
seen the other one. I heard it's really good though. Wicked for Good.
No.
Okay. The Accountant 2.
Yeah, the first one was really good.
Downtown Abbey 3.
No.
The Black Phone 2.
No.
You're not excited for Black Phone?
It's all right.
Oh my god, you're tripping. Now You See Me 3.
Yeah, I'll go see that.
Final Destination 6.
No.
No? All right. Karate Kid Legends.
I actually want to see that.
Okay. Yeah, I actually saw the trailer. That actually looked pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. That actually looked good. Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
No.
The Strangers Chapter 2.
No. No.
Okay. Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy.
No.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Sure, why not?
Captain America, Brave New World.
Of course. Shout out to my man, T. Mackey.
Wake Up Dead Man, The Knives Out Mystery.
What?
Take that as a no. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning.
Yeah, check it out.
Everybody watched the Mission Impossible. And last but not least, SpongeBob the movie. Search.
You know I'm in. No, I was like, nah.
All right, that's all I got.
I've been on SpongeBob since my kids got older.
Yeah. That's it for random news for tonight.
Right on. All right, man. Let's talk about your boy, man, Antonio Pierce, man.
Yeah.
Now, everybody know that Monday was Black Monday. Coaches getting fired left and right. You know what I'm saying? My man Dougie P got fired from Jacksonville. And who else got fired? Gerard Mayo.
Gerard Mayo got fired.
Gerard Mayo, man.
Who else got fired?
Because there was a lot of people got kept.
Yeah, Indianapolis Colts kept theirs. Giants kept theirs. Obviously, you have the Jets opening. You have I'm trying to think who else.
But anyway, so Tuesday, everybody thought Antonio Pierce was safe on Monday. But a day later, he gets fired.
Yeah.
And there was also a report from Todd Pelissero that they was talking to your boy Bill Belichick, but Bill Belichick said, "Nah, I'm gonna stay at a North Carolina player." But a lot of people are asking, was it fair for Antonio Pierce to get fired after 1 year? He really didn't get to do what he wanted to do. Some people have their displeasures on how he, coached the team, even coaching him out of the number one pick when they had it. Um, but you are the Raider fan, so I will ask you: is it fair or foul that he got fired?
Um, it's a little bit of both because I think him going in that press conference was kind of weird in a situation where they just didn't have they didn't have an answer for him, but they paraded him out there in the press conference and I guess made it seem like he was still going to have his job. Even though, like, I just felt like the writing was on the wall, especially with Tom Brady kind of taking over president of operations. I think he would want to choose his own guy. And then on top of that, there was reports, earlier in the year saying that Tom Brady, Antonio Pierce wasn't his first option. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like the writing was on the wall. I think they could have handled it a little bit better as far as like not putting him out in front of the media until you actually had a full answer. Look, I'm not going to sit here and deny that I think the move was the correct move. I don't want to see anybody get fired, but let's be honest. At the end of the day, they're going to be okay. Like he's getting paid millions of dollars to not work. He'll be fine. You don't want to see anybody get fired, but I think it's different in sports. In sports, like these guys aren't getting fired and not getting a paycheck. Like those guys signed a contract. They're still getting paid. They got paid millions of dollars. They will be fine. I think Antonio Pierce will be able to bounce up on his feet and get another job, whether it's a defensive coordinator job, linebackers coach, whatever. Hopefully he'll have another opportunity to be a head coach. I think eventually he will be good because you could see it. It's just that he still needed some seasoning to him being a head coach. So maybe he might get an opportunity at a college or something like that, to kind of prep him for the NFL. We'll see. I will root for him, but I'm not going to sit here and deny it, saying that I didn't ask for this. Like, I think we needed this. I think we need some sense of direction. But this also kind of shows that the Raiders still do things in an idiotic way sometimes, man. Like, it just kind of shows like you should know what you want to do. Like it shouldn't really take this long, but it's like at the end of the day, they should have honestly let this man go a couple weeks ago. Like before they started hitting that winning streak season. You were hearing reports about, Mark Davis was excited that we won the 2 games. You know what I mean? Like we actually started winning, even though we all know it was for nothing. You know what I mean? We lost positioning in the draft. Like we're 6 when we really could have been 1 or 2. We won games that are meaningless, and I get it. I'm not blaming the players. I'm not even going to blame Antonio Pierce. They're fighting for their jobs. They did all this work. They're not trying to lose. I understand. This is more of my anger goes towards the organization than it does Antonio Pierce and those players. You know what I mean? So, look, man, at the end of the day, man, it was the right move. Now, who would I want to see? I don't know. Like, we have a slew of options right now. Like, I'm happy that Ben Johnson is accepting an interview with us. I didn't think he would, but I think that's a positive sign. I'm not saying he's going to accept the job because I think there might be better jobs out there as far as like having an established quarterback, but he may like it depending. He may like Shedeur Sanders if we can potentially get him or whatever quarterback that might be available. I know we also have Brian Flores on our docket. I've heard Pete Carroll's name. Hell, I even heard your boy, Steve Spagnuolo, where we requested an interview for him. I don't know if that's going to get accepted. I don't know if he's interested.
They are. They'll let him talk to him.
Oh, okay. I don't know what his interest is. I don't know if he wants to be a head coach. I know
he does. He said he does.
Okay, so I think that could be a positive. Me taking away that from the Chiefs, I think will be a huge thing for the league. But at the end of the day, man, I just want us to have a sense of direction what we're doing. Obviously we're hearing Max Crosby and he's over here saying I'm going through another head coach and all this and all that. But my brother, yes, you are, because you know why? You guys asked for Antonio Pierce when we all knew that he was not ready. And we could have had Harbaugh, and we wouldn't be going through this right now if we had Harbaugh. So you're going to get paid, Max Crosby. You're going to be a Raider, my man. You're not going anywhere. I know you like being a Raider. It fits you. I can't see you nowhere else. But I just want us to have some kind of sense of direction in what we're doing. I want us to have a plan. I don't want us to go off a gut. I want us to actually have a plan and execute it. and I mean through the draft, hiring this head coach and this new staff, and having this direction on how we're going to play football next year. Because I'm tired of losing. This fan base is tired of losing, and we just want to be able to be proud of this organization and root for this organization with some goddamn pride. That's all we're asking for, and have some winning seasons so we can actually taunt other teams and not be taunted. And not get taunted, because I'm tired of people talking about how trash my team is. I am over it. I'm sick of it. I saw a fucking goddamn thing on TV where it showed the AFC Championship winners, and all I saw was the goddamn Kansas City Chief logo goddamn 25 times. I'm tired of seeing that shit, man. I'm really tired, bro. I am tired. I'm weak. I'm over it. I do not want to see that goddamn Kansas City logo as AFC West champions. This has got to stop. This has got to stop. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, come on, man. Like, anybody in AFC West, please stand up. I want my team to be it, but I do not want to see that fucking logo. I do not want to see that fucking arrowhead with the KC in the middle of it, saying they are AFC West champions. I am tired of that, man. It was like 10 of those logos, bro. It's crazy. Like, come on, man. But, hey, salute to AP. I wish you the best. I wish your family the best. And, you know what I mean? Future endeavors. Tom Brady, get this right, babe. Get this right.
I'm with you. It's hard to say foul or fair. My Chiefs have been in this position before, where we hired the interim coach because he had a few good games. We did this with Romeo Crennel when Todd Haley was our head coach, and he had lost the team. Nobody really liked him anymore. Just like y'all didn't like Josh McDaniels anymore. And then here comes Romeo Crennel. We beat Green Bay that year. They were undefeated, and we made them 15-1. And all the players wanted to, I want Romeo Crennel to be our head coach. And so they made him the head coach, and we sucked, and we got 2-14. But if it wasn't for that 2-14 team, we wouldn't got Andy Reid. But anyway, I'm just saying. It's difficult when you win a couple games as an interim coach and all the players rally around him, Max Crosby and Devontae Adams, and then you go into this season and now you're hearing rumblings from Devontae Adams, and then the season starts and you guys don't start off like y'all thought y'all was gonna start. Then Devontae Adams started acting like a diva, and he wants to be traded. Then it was just bad. Then the quarterback disparity from Gardner Minshew to Aiden O'Connell to then you get Desmond Ridder. It was bad. It was not good. And then you guys have a chance to possibly have a bright future with the number one overall pick, or, a top pick. And then you squandered it away because y'all got a couple wins. And like you said, you can't blame the players. They don't go out there to play to lose.
No.
They go out there because at the end of the day, even if they may not be with the Raiders, they're auditioning for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to show that they got competitive spirit so they can go in free agency or whatever and go sign with whoever. You know what I'm saying? So, and even the next regime, if they stand with the Raiders, they want to show that head coach, hey, man, I'm here to compete and win. You know what I'm saying? So, and as far as AP goes, he's trying to get a job somewhere. He wants to show that he's still a good coach. It was just, I think he was in a kind of a lose-lose situation, man. I just think he was in a lose-lose situation. And I wish him the best. I do think it'd be interesting. If y'all did hire Spags, I wouldn't be surprised if he reached out and tried to get him on the staff. Because he tried to get him
on the staff?
Because he tried to get him on the Chiefs staff, but he took the Arizona State job to go, coach with Herm. But Spags has a real close relationship with Antonio Pierce because that was his linebacker when they was winning them Super Bowls. Um,
Would he take
so
that? I don't know.
I don't know. I
Uh,
don't know. He probably wouldn't. But he might. I don't know. But yeah, man. He'll get another job somewhere. He'll definitely get another
yeah,
job,
for sure, for sure.
regardless if even if it's not a DC. I can see him getting a linebacker job, coach
Yeah,
job, something like
you
that.
saw players play hard for him. I give him that.
Yeah.
Like the players played hard for him. I know I showed my frustrations just because I wanted to pick, but hindsight looking in, man, like I think that was very very impressive. Fuck, minus all the bullshit I was kind of talking about. Like it was really impressive to see him still get the fight out of that Raider team for them still playing hard, even though it was against bottom feeding teams. They played hard. They played hard. They even played hard against the Chargers. I mean, it showed out in the first half, but they just were just too much talent on
Yeah.
that team, and it just kind of spilled over. Yeah,
If it wasn't for a messed up snap, yeah, I would have beat the Chiefs.
yeah. So I mean, that shows a lot about just who he is as a head coach and how hard players are there to fight for him. So I think he will easily get another opportunity. I don't know how soon. I don't know how soon in the NFL, but I think if he get a couple more years, maybe take the opportunity in college, man. You know what I mean? Like you're getting paid, I think, for another year or two off this contract. Sit out for this year, kind of assess the opportunities that are out there, and what I mean, pick the best situation. Now, if you get an opportunity to be a defensive coordinator somewhere for the NFL in the offseason, hey, take it. You know what I mean? I think he could do a really good job. So, you know,
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. I just want to do a recap on the WWE Raw
yeah,
Netflix debut on Netflix. Um, uh, we had some, decent matches on there. It started off with Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa for the Ula Fala, which is the thing that they got over their neck. You know what I'm saying? To show that they're the tribal chief. You had CM Punk versus Roman, Seth Rollins. You had Drew McIntyre versus Jay Uso. You had Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Um, I'll say this, and then I want to get your assessment, what you saw. Um, I thought that they played it safe. They played it real safe with the matches. The who won. They played it real safe. It was really no oohs and ahs, from the matches. There were some decent matches. Like the first match was really good. I thought the Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns match was really good. But was I surprised by what happened? No. I would have liked, maybe The Rock do something when he grabbed the Ula Fala and put it over Roman's neck. Maybe hug him, give him the rock bottom, and we get this thing kicked off. But he didn't really do nothing. And then a lot of people were complaining because he was showing love to Cody Rhodes, and just a year before that, he was beating the hell out of Cody Rhodes and calling him a piece of trash. And it was just recently when he showed up, he was talking about how he hate Cody Rhodes. So now he cool with Cody Rhodes drinking tequila in the back, and it was just like, huh, like
yeah,
what are we doing here, man? Like then, even the Rhea Ripley Liv Morgan, I had no problems with Rhea. I knew Rhea was going to win that match. I knew. I wasn't surprised. Um, I would have liked Drew McIntyre to beat Jay Uso, but I do. But I think I understand why they didn't have him. I think they're about to cook some stuff up with Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins. I think they're about to start a little, heel faction. So um, and then the CM Punk Seth Rollins match was really good. I knew CM Punk was going to win that match because they want to build momentum for him going into the Royal Rumble. Um, you had John Cena come out and announce he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. We all know that this was his last hoorah, so he's going to enter into the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns is going to be in the Royal Rumble. Um, hey, WWE, do me a favor. Stop booking Hulk Hogan, please. Stop. Cut it out. Look, we get it. Hulk Hogan is the reason why, and as much as we can't stand his ass, and how even we all know he's a racist, but from a business standpoint, we understand if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, wrestling wouldn't be what it is right now. And that's just the facts. You know what I'm saying? As much as we can't stand his ass, we get it. He is the one who took wrestling to over the top to casual fans, to people to watch it on TV, to mainstream. But still, it's over. Stop booking him for appearances. If you want to put him in a commercial or put him in a documentary or whatever, okay, whatever. But these live events, stop booking them because it just looks bad, dog. Like you bringing them out there, and I could tell y'all tried to pipe in the cheers. I heard it at first when he first came out. They tried to pipe in the cheers, but the booze was just too much. The booze was just too much. You can tell they tried it. Turn it up. No, no.
Yeah.
So just stop booking Hulk Hogan, man. But
Mhm.
all in all, I give the show a C plus. I just thought, like I said, I thought they played it safe. They tried to get the casual fans in, and I get it. I understand it. You know, since the first show on Netflix, you want to keep it safe because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. I'm sure next week's show will probably be a little bit better because there are going to be some debuts and stuff like that. But overall, it was decent. I like the way it looked was great. I like the new arena that they're doing everything in, where everything is kind of like close up. The entrances are close up and all that good stuff. It reminds me of the old school Raw, how they used to come out. So um, I'm not mad at that. It really looked good. The stream was really good. No buffering, no none of that crap. So shout out to WWE, man. I'm excited to see what they do going forward, man.
Yeah, as a person that is trying to get reacclimated into wrestling, I haven't watched it since, the whole Attitude Era and stuff like that. It's been a while. So from a fresh pair of eyes, I would say, I thought the overall beginning presentation was really dope. I thought the introduction into the new Monday Night Raw was pretty cool. I kind of hit you up and said, like, this shit's like on 8K. I thought the video streaming service was amazing. Netflix kind of killed it. I mean, I think, they definitely stepped up their game ever since that whole incident with the Jake Paul fight. And, they've kind of crushed it. So, I think people are really enjoying this sports live era with Netflix now. I mean, they did a great job with the NFL games and stuff like that. And now this, I think people feel more confident with it. I would say this: the first match was good. One of the problems I had, I think the commercials kind of killed some of these fights with just the timing of the commercials and the length of these commercials. Yeah. Like it'd be like right when it gets. I remember I was watching it and it was who was fighting? It was what's my man's name? The first fight.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns and yeah. And my man gets hit with staircase. And I'm like, oh, it's getting good. The next thing I know, commercial. then it's like they come back, some shit happens, and then commercial. I'm like, oh my God, y'all killing the momentum of this fight. And it's just like, I think that's really key with wrestling matches. I think you gotta I get it. You got to do the commercials because, bills got to get paid. But I think they got to get better at the timing of these commercials. I don't know how it was on Raw, if they were better at this or whatever. But for me, it kind of just killed some of the matches for me in the sense where I'm just like, you kind of killed the momentum. I'm not really excited no more. Then I kind of just lose track because, some of the commercials are just way too long. I think that happened with the Rhea Ripley match a little bit too, where it was like, all right, I thought the match was getting really good. And then it was like, all right, went to commercial. I'm like, you kind of killed it for me. And then it was a sense where I think was it Rey Mysterio's brother or son, and then it got to the point where Rhea Ripley, did her finishing move on old girl, and then it was just like, homie still could have came in and like fucked up the count, but he didn't do it. I think obviously that was probably just we're just gonna let her rock it out. It definitely seemed like they wanted like all the fan favorites to win, just in the sense of just just the appeal of it, because I think they wanted the atmosphere to just kind of represent it. I also thought it was a little weird about The Rock coming out, and I know the whole story background with Cody Rhodes because I remember watching WrestleMania and how much they did like hate each other, and for him to be like all kumbaya and all that shit, I thought it was a little weird because you know what? Because at the end of the day, if that was the case, if you wanted Rock to kind of give this whole PSA about how we're grateful for Netflix giving this opportunity to expand the WWE universe and put it in more households, then why? I don't think The Rock should address as his wrestling character that's kind of been like this whole final boss. He dressed as the final boss character, and it may seem like, all right, well, are you gonna do what you're supposed to do as the final boss? Because some of the last things that I remember seeing of him, he was like this jackass, you know what I mean? And now you all of a sudden you're just all love and popping tequila and shit with the homie. It's just like, nah, you should just have The Rock just dress as a normal Rock, as a company man Rock, who is part owner. I forgot his title for it, but
director of the board.
Director of the board. He should have dressed as the director of the board, Rock, and like, look, I'm not gonna
be Dwayne.
Yeah, be Dwayne. You know what I'm saying? Be Hobbs from Fast and the Furious or some shit. Don't be the final boss. Don't dress as the final boss character, because then people are assuming you're gonna portray the final boss, and then now you just kind of low-key killed the final boss character, because now it seems like he kind of cool, but I'm sure he could probably switch it up. The Rock is
he did show up at NXT the next day.
I remember seeing the promo for that, but I didn't watch it, so I don't know what happened during that.
Yeah, because he went out there and spoke, and he said it was funny because The Rock, he could be funny, but he was just like, a year ago, y'all was like, stop being so mean to Cody. You gotta finish his story. You're being mean. And then he said this year, y'all like, why are you being so nice to Cody? He said, shut the hell up, know your role, and shut your mouth. He said, because I stay 10 steps. He said, I'm 10 steps ahead of y'all, and y'all just sit back and enjoy the ride. So that lets me know that there will be a turn.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's like, I don't have any worries about The Rock being able to re-grab the role of the final boss, but everybody thought it was weird. I haven't really been watching it, and even I thought it was a little weird to a degree. Hulk Hogan, like, look, out of all the goddamn cities and states you could have brought out Hulk Hogan, California is the last motherfucking one. You could have did this shit in Alabama. You probably could have got away with this shit in Texas. You probably got to go anywhere in the South. Florida, you could have maybe got away with it. But in California, it's not going to work. And honestly, I know I was kind of reading some of the comments. A lot of people was like, it has nothing to do with the political stance or anything like that. It has with everything to do with him just being a fucking asshole and a racist and a complete dick. And I get it. I've seen the videos of Hulk Hogan, of certain arrests and certain shit that has happened. And yeah, he is not a fan favorite anymore. No one likes him. I agree with you. Just get him off my screen. Hulk Hogan needs to retire. Get him far, far away. I am shocked they did not have Stone Cold Steve Austin come out and do something. Like, Stone Cold Steve Austin is still a fan favorite. I don't know. Stone Cold Steve Austin is just like, yo, get me the fuck away from this shit. I'm over it. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to come out and talk. I don't know what's up with that. But I think Stone Cold would have been way more perfect than Hulk Hogan. I think it would have been way. You could have had Mankind or Mick Foley come out. It would have been way more perfect. You know what I mean? Just somebody else. Like, you know what I mean?
They already did good with The Undertaker. You know what I mean? You let The Undertaker come out with Rhea Ripley. That was good right there. And see, that was another thing when people was talking about, it was political because of the Trump stuff. I'm like, dude, Undertaker was a super Trump supporter. And you saw everybody was cheering Undertaker.
And he got a standing ovation. So it had nothing to do with that. Yeah. And then on top of that, another thing is, it was only like 4 matches out of the 3 hours. And I thought, that's not enough. You know what I mean? I think it would have been a great showcase to show some of the up and coming talent that's already on the roster. Yeah. I think it would have been cool, especially with that. Because I don't know what the final number was for the viewing of Raw. I don't know if you have that, but I think that would have been a great way to kind of like ingratiate people who are freshly watching this to the newer characters. Like, I'm surprised LA Knight wasn't involved in anything. Like, I'm surprised.
Even though what's your name is a SmackDown character, Roman and Solo are both on SmackDown, But the other 3 matches are all Raw, on the Raw roster. So LA Knight's on SmackDown. So they just
I get it, but I think, but
and
isn't LA Knight one of the bigger fan
oh,
favorites? Still?
he's a huge fan.
And it was in LA, so why wouldn't you have LA Knight just do something? Like,
He should have.
okay, so
He
what?
should have
Okay,
talked. He should have talked.
so what? He's on SmackDown. Who gives a fuck? They're all part of the WWE roster. So if he's part of the WWE roster, he could have been on Raw and had a match. I'm like, that would have been perfect. Or as you said, even talk. He was just in the crowd waving and shit. I'm like, all right, cool. Look, I think obviously I think it could have been way better, but I think it was a cool debut. I'm going to check out next weekend. Well, it'll be kind of tough because the playoff game is going on. So, figure that out. But at the end of the day, I think this will be good. I think just the overall, it was just more of like, it felt like more of a celebration and all that. I think they'll start getting really into it in the heart of it. And then obviously Travis Scott smoking weed on live TV was really, really great. So shout out to Travis, you know what I mean? And shout out to Uso for saying no. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Triple H said, "I'm just glad he didn't smoke it."
Yo, facts. I really thought he was about to hit that shit. I was like, "Oh shit, here we go." But that was cool though. It was cool overall.
But next week they got the card next week, and next week's card is going to be really good. You got Sheamus versus what's his name? I forgot dude's name, but he's with Gunther's crew. That's going to be a really good match. They've got their feud going on. We got Chad Gable. He's going to be facing Penta, who's making his debut. He was actually supposed to make his debut Monday night, but they switched some stuff up because he was supposed to team up with Rey Mysterio to face the New Day, but they switched some stuff up. So he's going to be facing Chad Gable. I forgot the other match. There's some other matches on there that's gonna be really good.
Yo, it's a New Day. Like, did they turn heel or something? Like,
well, yeah, they turned heel a couple of Mondays ago. They turned on Big E. Big E, he's been out because he had his neck injury in a match, so he's been out, and they kind of swerved everybody because we all thought that they were just gonna break up and Xavier Woods was going to turn on Kofi Kingston, and we was going to have that feud. Big E comes out, and he's like, look, man, we can't end it like this, you know what I'm saying? Because it was supposed to be a celebration for the New Day. And so he came out, and he was like, yo, we can't end it like this. Like, I know I haven't been around, but I'm going to start coming around more, and I'm going to be y'all manager. I'm going to try to support y'all more. And then that's when both of them was like, oh, you want to come around now? Oh, now you want to come around? He said, yeah, you the reason why New Day has been stagnant because we sitting up here waiting on you to come back, holding our careers back. So now they're probably the most hated, like they're literally the most hated people in WWE right now. Like they can't barely speak on the mic. They get booed.
Damn.
That's how and the only person that was like that was Dominic Mysterio because what he did to Ray. Like it was a point in time where he get on the mic and he couldn't speak.
Yeah.
So that's where they're at right now. They even took some shots at Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I saw that clip. Yeah.
Big E was like, hey man, leave Kendrick alone, man. You don't want the problems.
Hilarious.
But no, man, like I said, I give it a C+, but like it's a tester. You know what I'm saying? They played it safe. I think, like you said, it was more of a celebration of being on Netflix. I think going forward, they'll be a little bit more creative with their stuff. And we'll see better, more uptick in the product that we consume. So,
right.
All right, man. Let's talk about Mike McCarthy, man. Now, his contract is up the 14th. Jerry Jones, he had a press conference the other day, and the Bears have requested to talk to him. And they asked him about it, and he was like, "Oh, I'll let him walk. I'll let him walk. If he doesn't want to be here, you see, we did it with Ezekiel. If he don't want to be here, I'll just let him go." And it's just like, Jerry, really? Like you could have negotiated a contract. Y'all were out of the playoffs a long
Yeah.
time ago. Like
Yeah.
you could have sat down and negotiated with him, even if it was like for a 1 year extension. You could have extended him going into next year if you wanted to, but you didn't know what you wanted to do. Well, now they've told him that you can't go do the interview. So I'm thinking that they're gonna extend him. But do you think the Cowboys should extend Mike McCarthy?
Oh, they should 100% extend Mike McCarthy. Or let him go, or let him interview for these other jobs and have him have a real opportunity to get another job. Because look, man, I think he's done a decent job. You know what I mean? He's had a couple 12-win seasons. Obviously, they haven't performed in the playoffs that they would have hoped to. But at the end of the day, who is going to be more tolerable of Jerry Jones than Mike McCarthy? Name a coach who's going to be tolerable of that. I can't see Ben Johnson being tolerable of that. I can't see Steve Spagnuolo. I can't see Mike Vrabel. I can't see Bill Belichick. I can't see, honestly, nobody. Maybe my man, what's my man's name? The old Jets coach. Maybe him.
Rex.
Not Rex. The one that just got fired this year.
Oh, Robert Saleh.
Robert Saleh, maybe Robert Saleh. You know what I mean? He might. I think he could be a company man a little bit. You know what I mean?
You think he already dealt with one case?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying he might be tolerable, but like who just wants to deal with that? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you're not going to have no say in doing anything. You're not going to be able to pick your roster. Like at the end of the day, you're never going to be the first one to talk on the mic after a game. It'll always be your owner. He always try to upstage you. And it's just not a good look. Like the Dallas Cowboys job is a terrible job to take right now. It's just not a fun job. So for any head coach, so if they better pay McCarthy, because if not, who's gonna take this job? Like I guess somebody will because they want the opportunity. But I think more and more new offensive coordinators and new head coaches are smarter with taking certain jobs. Like you got the likes of Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, who are going to be very, very picky in who they choose as their first opportunity. Like. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna just take any job at this particular, even if it's the Cowboys. Like it's not gonna happen because at the end of the day, they want to be able to be successful. Because some of these guys may not ever get another opportunity to get a head coaching job again. So, give Mike McCarthy his flowers and give him his paycheck, which he's well deserved. And if you don't, give him the opportunity to take the Bears job or whatever job that is available that he can have.
Yeah, I think they should bring him back. I think the players respond to him. I think they really do follow him and like him, and you could tell they actually really like Mike McCarthy. They play hard for him. They didn't have to play hard. They could have melded in, but these guys have been playing hard this past few months, even when they knew they weren't in playoff contention. So I gotta I look at stuff like that. And so, yeah, bring him back. Even if it's like, look, you want to extend them for like 2 years and make the second year optional, you can do that. Just do that. And next year, if they don't play good, hell, you ain't got to bring him back the third year. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think they should bring him back. As far as the Cowboys job in general, I'm with you. It's not a desirable job, but there's only reason it's not a desirable job because of one person, and that's Jerry Jones. Like he's the worst GM probably in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
He's not good at all.
No.
So, and he's so delusional, and his ego won't allow him to see that. So it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know what the Cowboys are going to do. They might have to wait it out. But it's time for Jerry to go away. But right now, as long as that man running personnel and all that stuff, y'all ain't gonna win nothing.
Right.
You're not.
No.
All right, man. Let's run through these games real quick because I know it's getting late.
Yeah, I know. I saw the time. I was like, God.
Yeah, it's getting late. Let's run through these games real quick. All right, man. Let's start with Saturday, man. We got two games. We got the Chargers, Texans, Texans at home. Chargers are actually the favorite. Uh, look, Texans. They have not looked good. Too many injuries on the offensive side. No Stephon Diggs. Tank Dell is out. Now you got Deontay Johnson trying to play catch up with Nico Collins and Joe Mixon. That offensive line has been a problem for CJ Stroud. And I think the Chargers are going to pose some problems. I think Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, I think they switch them in and out of that defensive line to give them problems. And I think the Chargers are going to win. I think Justin Herbert and Lad McConkey is going to have a couple of touchdowns. I think Quentin Johnson, even though he's inconsistent, I think he makes a couple big catches. And J.K. Dobbins, I think he has a really good game. So I'm going to go with the Chargers winning. I'm going to go 24-20.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Chargers too. I just think they're the more complete team. Harbaugh isn't gonna have this Chargers looking like the Charger teams of old, where they would give up, crazy games where we expect them to win. He's gonna have them in line. Obviously, as I said before, I think this Houston Texans offensive line is just gonna be a struggle. So I got the Chargers win.
And then that night, the evening game, you got the Steelers traveling to the Ravens. This is the third time they will meet, division game. I just think the Ravens are going to smoke them. I don't think this game is going to be relatively close. George Pickens, I don't know what version I'm going to get from him. I don't know what version I'm going to get from Russell Wilson. I'm going to go with the Ravens winning. I'm going to go 31-17.
I agree with you. I just think the Ravens are just a better team. I'm not liking the way the direction the Steelers are going right now. I get it. It's a divisional rival game, and you would think this game would be close, but I don't know. The writing's on the wall with this one. I think this should be a blowout, but either way, I got the Ravens win.
You got the Broncos traveling to Buffalo on Sunday morning. The Bills have looked relatively pretty good going into the playoffs. Broncos have looked pretty decent too. Look, man, I think the Broncos defense is going to keep them in the game early, but then I think Buffalo's going to figure some things out. I think Josh Allen's going to do some things with his legs and open up this offense, and I think the Buffalo Bills actually go away winning with this. I got them winning 28-20.
Yeah, I just think the atmosphere of Buffalo is just going to be too much for Bo Nix. I get it. I know he's been in hostile environments, but it's just going to be different. I think the belief within that fan base of getting to a Super Bowl is at an all-time high. They have so much faith in this team. Josh Allen is playing like he's at peak. Like, he's at Ultra Instinct, Goku levels right now, where it's just like he's just at perfection. So, yeah, I got the Bills winning. I don't see it being close. I'll go like a 31-14 type of game.
Yeah. The Packers are traveling to Philadelphia to face the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, he's coming off that concussion injury. I think you get a heavy dose of Saquon Barkley in this game. I think they want to keep Saquon healthy. He's coming off a concussion. So keep Jalen Hurts healthy. A.J. Brown will have a couple, big plays, Devontae Smith. But Packers, they're going to be in the game because they're never out of these big games. But I just think the Eagles are just a better team. And I got the Eagles winning. It's going to be high scoring, but I got them winning 42-28.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think with clean sleep on these games. Look, I think the Eagles are going to win. They're just a better team. Jordan Love doesn't have any weapons. He lost one of his weapons with Christian Watson, so that's going to be tough. For the Packers to have any chance, Josh Jacobs has to have a really great game. He has to get over like 150 yards. I get it. They'll kind of keep it close, but at the most part, man, I just think with Jalen Hurts, I think he's going to be healthy. Saquon Barkley, he has a week of rest, so he's definitely going to be re-energized and ready to go. He wants that Super Bowl, and AJ Brown and all those guys, they're going to be ready. So I got the Eagles winning. I'm going to go. Let's go 34-24.
The Commanders are traveling to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. Buccaneers, they've looked pretty good going into the playoffs. Commanders also have looked pretty good. Jaden Daniels, he's a rookie. He's coming in playoffs. Baker Mayfield, he's been there before. I went back and forth on this game, man. I know I had picked the Buccaneers before, but I think I'm going to roll with the Commanders. I think they make enough plays. I think Jaden Daniels is going to make some plays that are going to make people go crazy. And I got the Commanders winning in a high-scoring game, 38-35.
Yeah, I just would not be surprised if Jaden Daniels gives us like that RG3 kind of performance for his first playoff game. He's just a healthy version of an RG3 right now. So, yeah, I got the Commanders winning, man. Especially if this thing comes down to the wire. I'm just gonna have more. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Baker Mayfield has had a hell of a year, but it's just something about Jaden Daniels, man, where you can see it on the T screen. He's just special. So I got the Commanders winning. I'll go. Let's go 35-31.
The Minnesota Vikings are traveling to the LA Rams in SoFi Stadium Monday Night Football. Look, the Rams, I've reiterated, I have not liked the way they looked on offense. It'll be interesting to see if they can get it going early, because that's the thing about the Rams. If they get going early, that's when they're dangerous. But when they come out slow, that's when they get into these little, slow starts. Vikings, they're coming off a loss against Detroit. So they're going to be coming in with their hair on fire. I think Kevin O'Connell is going to really, bring in that playbook. Sean McVay is going to bring his playbook, and they're going to go crazy. It's going to be a chess match. But I think the difference in this matchup is Brian Flores. I think Brian Flores and that defense, I think they're going to get after Matthew Stafford. I think Van Ginkel is going to have a couple stops. I think Dallas Turner is going to get a couple sacks. And I wouldn't be surprised if Murphy, the corner, has a pick. So I'm going to go Vikings. I think Justin Jefferson and Addison and Aaron Jones are just going to go off. I think Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are going to have a good game too, and Kyron Williams. But I think I'm going to go with the Vikings winning. I'm going to go 35-28.
Look, man, I don't know why, but I think this game is going to be a lot tougher than what people give it for. I get it. This Rams offense hasn't been playing well, but I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to go upset. I think I'm going to go take the Rams. I think they'll win this game. I think they'll have an explosive offensive game. I still think that the stadium, if they still playing in LA, I still think that it could be a predominantly Viking stadium. But I don't know why. I think I'm gonna take the Rams. I'm gonna take Sean McVay. I'm gonna take the upset. I'm gonna go. Let's go 27-24.
Okay. All right. Now it does it for the Wildcard Weekend picks. All right, man. Go ahead and shut this show down, man. Look, shout out to Magnus Sports Drink. We usually do the whole reading and thing, but it's kind of late right now. So shout out to Magnus Sports Drink, man. Go get you some Magnet, man. Use our promo.
Use the promo code.
Cris and Mal, $5 off. Also get our shirts, Cris and Mal t-shirts on the Printify app on all our social media websites. Black and white shirts tapped in on the back. Go ahead and cop one. If you want to donate, you can use our Cash App, Cris and Mal Podcast, whatever you want. Feel like donating. We're on every social streaming platform from from Amazon to Apple to Google, all of them. Go ahead and follow us on there. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, hit that notification button. We go live every Monday at 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. On Wednesdays. Follow us on all social medias, X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, all of them. And hey, man, if you got questions or topics or anything like that you want to give us, send it to us, man, on email, DMs, or our mentions. And yeah, man, follow us, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Shout out to y'all that listen on the playback. We'll see you guys on Monday. Enjoy this week of sports. It's going to be a good week of sports and football. We will be back on Monday to go over all of it. So until then, we out.